So today we have non-farm payroll. Tesla flying up. Honestly, the whole market's up again on today's unemployment payroll release. The SPY up to 423 is getting pretty close. Let me put this up. But yeah, today we got the unemployment rate, non-farm payroll data coming out. Pretty big list of data today. We're gonna do a poll here as well. Let me know what you guys think we're gonna get today for today's pretty big list of data today. We're gonna do a poll here. Does today's jobs reports come in good or bad for markets? Good, bad, or neutral is going to be the options we give you to vote. Vote on that poll. Let us know what you guys think. Let me make sure. There we go. What's up, Jay, Abdul, Russ, Leslie, Yair, DS? Good morning, guys. And yeah, honestly, today's a pretty big day. I'm using my AirPods that fell in coffee, and they stayed in coffee for like an hour or two. I think they still work, but they do sound a little bit off. Let me play some music to see. Amongst us yesterday. Yeah, honestly, my swing trades are doing great. We are up nicely again today. And everything. Coca-Cola. The only thing we're red on today is, well, we're not even that red on that. PayPal ended up turning into a great trade, man. We were just patient with it. We would have made more too. We ended up taking half the size off, so we would have made much more than this too. But Disney, we're up on Disney still. We'll take some more profit at the open. Almost back up to $90. Yeah, so the Senate approved the deal. I told you guys it probably would. Yeah. And I told you guys we'd probably get a bounce from it too. And so I told you guys like the last week or two. I figured there was going to be some type of some type of deal and a bounce from the market, and that's exactly what we got. You know, I figured we would. So good. Yeah, so the Senate passed it. I'm gonna put a timer up because today's pretty big, man. We got unemployment today, so right now it's 7:15. All the data drops at 8:30, so we got 2 hours and 14 and a half minutes. But everything is up, man. Tesla up to 210s, SPY up to 423s, Disney up to basically $89.50, $90. Coca-Cola at 60s. I'll take it. I want to give it more time to run today too. Yeah, so we got non-farm payroll numbers. We'll put this up on the screen too. What's the symbol? Yeah, debt ceiling pop to markets. I told people we might get this. You know, I let a lot of people know that there might be a dip buy opportunity and all this stuff, man. You know, they've never defaulted in history. It was unlikely they were going to default again. And so, yeah, gold back up. We're in gold too. So I'm trying to say, hey, what's up, Abdul? Hey, thank you, man. What I try to tell people is like, look, you could be all doom and gloom in the markets, and that's fine. But understand your outliers. And you can watch The Big Short and think that you're going to be the big outlier that makes money. And maybe you will, but the odds are that you won't. And the odds are long term in markets is that long term in markets they go up, you know. And you gotta understand what the market really is. Long term blue chips are gonna go up. We're in a weird situation where we're down over the last couple of years. And so in this down market over the last couple of years, you know, extension does play a factor. Like you know, the more we drop, the greater the chances that we bounce back are, in my opinion. And I think that's how people really have to understand, you know, about the market, or they're going to miss out on an opportunity. And that's exactly what a lot of people missed out on over the last 6 to 8 months, trying to act like the market had to do one specific thing. And again, if you're saying the market has to do anything, you don't understand it, because the market can do anything. An efficient market is balanced, and you know, we'll see what we get after this. Yeah, what's up, Adam? You see the hit piece on C3 AI on Marketplace? What Marketplace? Who did the piece? Yeah, who did the piece? See, and in a market where in a day where the whole market flew up, guess what Dollar General did? Well, market's gonna market. That's right. Yeah, you better believe they lost big. Honestly, hedge funds doing that, they should have known better. You know? Yeah, all good, Jay. Hedge funds doing that, they should have known better, bro. All right, guys. All right, guys, look at the SPY here, guys, at 423.98. 423.98. Disney up there too. What's up, dog? Yeah, I know the joke. What's up, dog? Bro, my family and I are like the Office fan club, okay? Like my kids love The Office. My son has the little croc charms that say Dunder Mifflin, and they've got the stapler and Jello, and they've got Dwight, and they've got the party planning committee and all that stuff. Like my son literally has the little accessories for his Crocs that say The Office on them. He's got like baseball gloves, The Office, and that's it. You know, so like the whole house here. I hated The Office when I first started watching it. When I first started watching The Office, I absolutely hated it. You know, but then my wife Carol just freaking loved it, you know, and she would play it every night. Like Carol's kind of has a little bit of OCD where she's super specific about how she needs things. Like I'm a little bit more laid back. Like I honestly, you throw on nonfiction, I'm asleep in like 20 minutes, you know, but her sleep show is The Office. And so we put on The Office and we watch it like every day. Yeah, for sure. It's great. Good morning, John. You were looking for a blue chip 2 days ago that was beat down. I mentioned Caterpillar. Anyway, looking at Russell 2K or the LAV ETF associated with it, looking for transition. Yeah, I mean, I ended up buying the stuff I ended up buying did me really well, though. Cat would have done me right, too. I think I just got in at the right time when the debt ceiling stuff was getting resolved. But remember, I bought Walgreens, WBA. My average price on Walgreens is 29s. It's at 30s now. I got it at Walmart. Average price of Walmart was 145 or so. It's at 147.50 currently. Bought PayPal a couple weeks ago. Average price on that one currently is 59s. It's at 64 currently. Disney, I'm in Disney. Average price of Disney is 88.18s. It is at 89.50s. I've been kind of slowly taking profit on that one though. I also bought JP Morgan. I'm still a little red in JP Morgan, but I'm pretty much break even. I bought Coca-Cola as well. So I did buy KO here, and my average price on this one is 59.79. It's at 60.20s. So I'm green on literally almost everything except for JP Morgan. The UK version was all right. It wasn't as good as the new version, you know. Are you still holding Salesforce? No, I cut it. But I made money yesterday. I ended up getting out at the highs yesterday at like 215s or something. I don't know where I got out, but I got out. I made some money on it and I cut it because I could. Cut it yesterday. You know, here is all of my positions right now, my swing trade positions. So here are all my swing trades. These are all my swing trade positions currently. So you can see on the open trades, I'm up 275 on the day, up about 134 on the day, 275 on the open positions here. So they did me pretty well. We're up about 300. And we already took profit on Disney and some other stuff, though. All right, guys. So yeah, unemployment numbers are supposed to drop today. Expectations for today are payroll numbers are dropping today too. So unemployment expected to show up at 3.5%. Payroll numbers expected to show up at 180K. I'm wondering if payroll numbers are going to come in higher than expected because yesterday they came in much higher than expected for the prelim. About Bitcoin, might be better to take profit today. Yeah, I mean, I kind of get it. I'll probably start locking in a little bit at least, probably before the unemployment and payroll numbers is my plan right now. I'll lock in some, just because I can, you know. What I'm realizing now is that I can, if I diversify really well, I can have even better chances for my trades. You need to spend some money at Lulu to help out. Lucid, good entry right now. I don't know about Lucid, man. Lucid's just down a lot. And again, I mean, I'm not saying Lucid's not going to succeed or anything, but the daily chart's ugly. You know. Bro, I had the weirdest dream last night. Y'all want to know what my dream was about, man? I can still remember it because I just woke up. But it was the weirdest freaking dream. Maybe one of the weirdest dreams I ever had. And so Conor McGregor was about to fight somebody, and I was at his like training camp ahead of the fight in my dream. But they wanted to like experiment on me. Like, you remember the movie? What's the movie with Keith or Sutherland or whatever his name is, where they Flatliners. But they wanted to do the stuff with Flatliners with me and like record it somehow. And they kept trying to talk me into it, and I kept being like, nah, I'm not doing that. That was my dream. And I remember I woke up and I was like, what? You know? But at the time it seemed real, you know? But yeah, that was my dream. And I don't usually remember my dreams. Usually I don't know any of my dreams, but that was my dream. Yeah, I think so too, Gia. So I'll probably stay in at least a little bit of Disney, you know. Short Bitcoin. Bitcoin. Up to 27K. That's good, at least. I mean, again, Bitcoin's got some support at 25K. At least it has. Yeah, the new one wasn't that good. I remember my wife and I saw the new one when it came out. It wasn't that good. All right, guys. All right, guys. So yeah, we do have Tesla started. Look at AI fall though. So AI down to 34s here. Disney still up to 89.50 or so. Bitcoin at 27,000 here. We do have unemployment numbers dropping today, guys. So remember, be ready for that. That's a big release here today. I guess you're not buying the Dollar General dip. No, not really. No, I didn't, Nicholas. What'd he say? Yeah, I'm talking about the original too. Oh, interesting. But yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think the payroll numbers will come out today? We did a poll here. 52% of people think the market's going to react favorably to this. We're going to get a Twitter poll moving as well here. Oh. All right, guys. All right, Disney's still up even more at 89.50s right now. We'll see if that one keeps going. Again, hit that like button, guys. Hit the subscribe button. We got some news. Debt ceiling deal done. Senate passed it. That's great. We gap up Monday. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, let me see what the vote is on the CME watch tool. If we look at the CME tool here, at this point in time, it looks like a lot of people are expecting a pause, or at least a skip is what they're calling it. About 74% of people think that we're going to skip and do no rate hike during the next meeting. 26% of people think that we are going to raise rates. I still think it's a little early to tell, but I think it's interesting to watch here. What do you guys think? Do y'all think we'll pause? Do y'all think we'll raise rates? Let me know what you guys think. All right, guys. So yeah, Tesla up. We're waiting. I can't trade and get out of any of these long positions until 7 a.m. market time. So bro, honestly, the fact that it takes 2 years for Stranger Things to come out, it takes 2 years for a new episode of House of the Dragon to come out. It takes years, bro. Like, I would rather it be worse quality and not have to wait 2 years of my life to in between seasons. It's ridiculous. You know? All right, guys. And again, AI break it down. We can look at like Nvidia here to see what it's doing. We still got like an hour and 48 minutes until everything else. Here's Nvidia. Nvidia up a lot today too. Up back up over 400s at 405s. Tesla dipping down a little bit. The SPY still up there about 424, is bouncing right off the volume weighted average price. Again, I think one thing that's probably going on is a lot of people are expecting a pause now. And so that is getting baked into the market at this point in time as a potential pause. All right, guys. So yeah, Nvidia down. We still got like 20 minutes before I can actually cut some of these trades, and that's all right because honestly, Disney's ramping up even more. Disney almost up to $90 a share, and that's great. So I'll probably take a little bit off of Disney, but it's not going to be like a major, huge exit. Hey, what's up, Oscar? When will the Hong Kong update announce? Do you think? I'm not sure. Yeah, it's kind of messed up though. Maybe I'm day trading and mostly in futures, watching for a $70 rejection area. Maybe try short upward. Hey, good luck, dude. Long crypto. Hey, good luck. Well, they raised rates. I don't know. Non-farm payroll is going to be positive by probability of 70%. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting to see. Yesterday, the prelim data came in much higher than expected. Like, if we put the prelim numbers up here, you got to see how much more than expected they came in. They came in noticeably higher. So if you look at like jobless claims came in low. Everything signaled economic growth yesterday. Jobless claims low. ADP non-farm or ADP employment numbers came in very, very high. And so if that's any indication of what the payroll numbers are going to be, it's plausible to assume that we might get a big increase in payroll numbers. Again, that's kind of what I expect, but you never really know. And so the question here is, how does the market react to higher than expected payroll numbers? And again, I really don't know here. Have you looked up the volume on the E-mini? It's running up with basically no volume. Yeah, I mean, it's freaking 5:44 in the morning Central Time. It's 6:30 in the morning. Volume doesn't really start. You can look at yesterday. Volume doesn't really start until 9:30. If you look at yesterday, the E-mini had no volume. If you look at the day before, the E-mini had no volume at this time. And so volume's up very low. It's super early in pre-market. It's not super crazy. Like if we look at yesterday, on Thursday, and you look at 8:30 yesterday, kind of how it goes. Volume's very light, super early in the morning. Same thing yesterday, even less volume yesterday. And so that's not super surprising. Again, volume is lower right now. Natural gas. What's a natural gas futures contract? I don't ever trade natural gas, but I'm curious. Also, all y'all do me a favor, hit the like button, guys. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. We appreciate the love. Payrolls are expected today, guys, at 180K. So inflation. This will really affect stuff like Tesla. All right, guys, we're going to do a poll live here as well. Again, hit the like button, bump those numbers up. I'd really love to hit 100 likes before 7 a.m. if we can. All right, so yes, positive. Negative reaction, neutral. Vote on this poll here, guys. So we got a poll on Twitter, whether we're expecting a positive or negative reaction here. We got this poll live. Unemployment expected at 3.5%. Payroll numbers expected at 180K. Let me know what you guys think. Honestly, the market's still surging up right now, surging up. Bro, I don't know how many people freaking reach out to me consistently, bro, and ask me if I want to collaborate with them on selling a course, dude. Like, listen, it's nothing against anybody else, bro. But, like, if I'm going to make a course, I'm going to make my own course and keep all the money from it. I'm not going to collaborate with some other company who I'm going to split all the profit with on the course. Number one, like, you don't have to worry because I'm not selling a course. All right. Like, that's something I've been very vocal about. Never going to sell a course. Never going to act like an expert. You know, never going to do any of that. I backed myself in a corner. If I did, I would get so much heat for it that, like, I would never do it at this point in time because that kind of goes against the philosophy of the channel. But it's like, dude, every freaking day I get somebody emailing me saying, hey, man, you could build a course and make millions. It's like, y'all think I don't know that? Y'all think I'm just kind of sitting here oblivious, like, la, 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 la. You know, I'm just dumb. I don't know I could make money that way. Of course I can. You know, the problem is that, like, my whole channel's free. I want to be free. Like the money I would make on the back end of that is not worth going against my core beliefs of the channel, you know? Yet still, every day I get somebody emailing me saying, hey, bro, you could create a course and I could help you. I'll just keep 30% of your profit. I was like, dude, get out of my inbox, bro. I'm never going to do that. Oh, dude, I'd have to eat so much crow. And I can't even lie. It's tempting. Like, you know what I mean? Like, honestly, dude, like, let me just be real here for a second. You know how easy it would be to make millions selling a course with the amount of views that I get? Bro, I could go the whole, like, sleazy guru route and be like, yeah, guys, like, buy a Lamborghini, write it off, sell a course for like $2,000. Tell people that they're going to find life-changing information in it, put a bunch of publicly available content in there, and then act like it's just the greatest course ever with sleazy marketing. I would make millions, you know, almost certainly doing that. With the amount of views that I get, yeah, we'd make mills from it. But again, I'm just not going to do that because I don't agree with that. But if I ever did, I'm definitely not splitting 30% of the profit with some random guy in my inbox. You know? Yeah. Do you think Tesla will be going back down or up? I need to buy back in. I sold at 207. I don't know. I don't know what Tesla's going to do. I really don't know. I think it depends on what the payroll numbers. I think the payroll numbers are going to affect stocks like Tesla heavily, you know? I mean, I hope you wouldn't, Leslie, you know, because I don't respect anybody that trolls me like that. And I get that all the time. And so I'm just naturally biased against that. But I understand, I guess. In that situation, I would understand. Bro, every time I make a post, we get scammer crypto bots sending me messages. I guess I've made it because every time I make a post on Twitter, scam crypto bots saying, "Oh, guys, have you heard about ABC coin? ABC coin, the single greatest crypto in the world, guaranteed to get you rich." I don't even know if there is such a thing as ABC coin. That's just a random generic name. I don't want to say the actual name. Like I said, man, it's a weird situation. Like, I got people here that like want to be my friend and stuff like that. And where I live, like, my kids are friends with their kids. But like, really, they see dollar signs when they look at me. And it's unfortunate, dude. It's weird. It's a weird situation. I have to kind of just distance myself from people like that. You know, if I'm not friends with you recently, if I wasn't friends with you before, I'm not going to be friends with you now. Too many people want to be my best buddy and then come at me like, "Hey, give me equity. Hey, you know, I could be your co-host, John." It's like, bro, get out of here, dude. You know, you think I'm not that desperate for friends, you know? Yeah, no, it's all good. The jobs report was much higher than expected. No, that's your choice, Somo. Yeah, so I hang out with weirdos on the internet. I've got a bunch of internet friends now. It's okay. No, I got friends in real life too. All right, guys. Hey. I like fishing. I was holding all day yesterday, seen it hit 209, fall back to 207, sold to keep profit. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's necessarily a bad move. I think holding through this release today is going to be kind of risky. Yeah, no, that's what I mean. That's exactly why I don't want you to come back on pawn. You know, I don't want your beard to make my beard look bad. You know, your beard's gonna get out here flexing on my beard, and I just don't appreciate that. You know, honestly, I've had the urge to shave my beard lately. Yeah, for sure, JS, 100%, dude. It really is weird, bro. Like, a lot of times, like, the same thing has happened many times to me, right? What happens is that, like, I'll meet somebody, usually their friends, their kids are friends with my son, you know, or daughter or whatever, right? And so that's how we connect. And then they hear about this. God forbid I let them on a stream. If I let them on a stream, then they just become super obsessed with it. And it's just weird. And then they want to be my best buddy, my best friend, you know. They start making weird comments like, "Hey, like I had one guy come on see my live stream and see my YouTube channel." And he was like, "Hey man, we should really figure out a way to monetize that beginner trading channel." I'm sitting there like, bro, we? Like, number one, you don't think we're monetized already, dude? But like, that's the weird stuff. And it's just like, all right. Yeah. True story. You know, I had another guy that came here, heard about my channel, and then he wanted me to push their own NFTs. Like, he wanted me to market to my following some sketchy NFT. I'm so glad I didn't do it. I even did a meeting with them, and it was a meeting. It was a meeting with these guys, and they were trying to create an NFT out of like some weird, like, commercial chemical that got rid of like something. I can't remember what it was. It was like some weird commercial chemical. And they wanted to create an NFT about it, and they wanted me to promote it to my following. And I remember just sitting there being like, bro, like, we could make the greatest NFT collection ever about this chemical, and none of my following would buy that. You know, I was like, my following's pretty smart. Like, they're not stupid. They're not just going to say, oh, hey, let me buy this random crap. You know, like, terrible idea. I don't know why y'all, but again, I don't know. True story, you know. Oh. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Mike? Hey, thanks, man. Yeah, for sure, free. I mean, and coming from a guy that says free Bitcoin giveaway, I mean, hey, listen, you know. All right, guys, we got 3 minutes before the market. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's all good. Yeah, exactly, Jay. I don't think they understand, you know. Jay said, people like that are just trying to pimp you. Pimps are bottom feeders. Why would you give someone money when they're doing nothing? I don't know what they expect either, man. Like, I don't know if they expect me to be like, hey, man, you're my friend over the last 2 weeks. You know, please take equity in my channel that took 5 years to build. You know? Like, I think sometimes people don't think clearly. And, like, they get desperate. I think desperate people do desperate things is what it is. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, anybody that falls for them are kind of, you know. Tesla at 210s. Let's see. Tesla right at the volume weighted average price. I'm tempted to buy the dip. I only got about a minute and a half before I can unload some of my Disney shares, and I will unload some. I'll probably take off at least 30 shares of Disney here if I can. Because, I mean, we're just up enough to where I can. Where's the bid price right now? Bid price. Okay, that's reasonable. Yeah, I still got a minute, but I'll probably take 30 shares off of Disney and then let the rest ride. Hey, what's up, Sam? All right, guys, 20 seconds until 7 a.m. Still got about an hour and a half before the numbers come out, but I'm watching it. Again, I'm waiting to take a little bit off of Disney here where I can. Over 1.3 puts expiring. Ooh. Ooh, man. All right, I just got off 30 shares. You love to see it. Just took 30 shares off at 89.75 for Disney. Still moving up too, man. Love the trade so far. Yeah, I have all the old music, Shepard. Yeah, I've got all of it. I've got a whole playlist of days worth of content on music. Somebody just asked if there were police cats since there are police dogs. Bro, a police cat would be vicious. The problem with cats, though, is like I have dogs, right? Dogs is just about classical conditioning. You reward them with food when they do what you want. And you do that over and over again until they do it automatically. Right? It's just kind of like Pavlov, the goat. But with cats, it's a little bit more difficult because cats don't really care about food that much, right? Cats don't trust you enough to consistently take food from you, as well as cats prefer hunting and doing all this other stuff. And so cats are just definitely not what you should do. You know, cats are not going to listen, but a police cat would be vicious. So the U.S. has the largest dog population with almost 70 million dogs in the U.S. That's a lot. I mean, what do we have in the U.S.? About 305 million people or so. What's the U.S. population right now? 331 million. 2021. I wonder if that number's increased. 336 million. So it's up about 1 million in the last year. So yeah, so we've got there's about 5 times more people than dogs, but that's still a lot of dogs here. All right, look at the Tesla guys bouncing at 210. SPY still moving up some, man. Again, Disney still riding up big. We're only holding a piece of Disney though left because we can, but yeah, police eagles. So funny story, my dad is a falconer. So my dad raises hawks. Not raises them. My dad hunts with hawks. He's a falconer, so he trains hawks. Same way you train a dog, you train a hawk. At a much more extensive training period, though. So basically, what my dad, my dad's a falconer, so he hunts with hawks. And hawks are actually surprisingly trainable. And so, the hunting style that I did growing up was with hawks, believe it or not. And so what you do is you condition them to fly to your glove when you whistle. And so you'll go, and the hawk will hear that, and he'll fly to your glove every time you whistle. So basically, when you go hunt for hawks, you put the hawks up, and the hawks will fly up to a tree perch, and they'll sit there. And then you walk around with like a brush stick, and you kind of beat the brush a little bit, kind of beat out, any animals in the brush, rabbits mostly. And then when you scare a rabbit out of the brush, the hawk will see the rabbit and basically fly down and grab it and bring it back to you. And so that's the type of hunting I did all my life. Yeah, it's called a falconer. It was mostly red-tail hawks. If you want to see what a red-tail hawk looks like. This is a red-tail hawk right here. I got some pictures of it too. I'll find them. I'll try to post them. But this is what a red-tail hawk looks like. He also did it with Harris hawks. Kestrels as well. Sometimes kestrels are like little mini hawks. Here is a Harris hawk. And you'd actually catch these. So there's a Harris hawk right there. So yeah, true story. Oh, sorry to hear that, Kevin. Yeah. Yeah. They eat it. They'll eat the rabbit. Hey, what's up, Foo? Yeah, Carol's too allergic to cats. I can't keep a cat. Disney's still up there, though, man. Disney up to almost $90. Tesla's still bouncing. Look at Nvidia pop. So microchip sector moving. Again, man, Walmart's still doing well today. I wonder if I should take a little bit off of Walmart. I've scaled out of so much of this trade already, though. What's up, Ricky? Market makers will need to SPY above 416. Yeah, I mean, honestly, the unemployment and the payroll numbers today are going to be huge. So those numbers are going to be big. PayPal, man. PayPal was one of my nicest trades. If we would have held on to a little bit more, we would have made even more from it. But PayPal back up to basically $64 a share. We were patient with it, but we ended up making money on it, I'm pretty sure, but we would have made more if we didn't get scared out of the first little piece of position that we had there. But it's all good. What's up, Sam? Yeah, hawks eat rabbits. They eat rabbits, squirrels, snakes, whatever. So yeah, it's not like, we weren't, like, the rabbit didn't die for nothing, you know what I mean? Like, the hawk would eat it, and the hawk would eat it regardless of whether we're there or not. We just kind of made hunting a little bit easier for it. Yeah, definitely top 3. But yeah, Walmart up big. We bought Walmart yesterday. We bought Walgreens yesterday. We bought we're still in Disney. That's popping back up. You have to get a falconer's license, Shah. And so the way it works is you have to get what's called a master falconer's license. And there's like an apprenticeship system where you can become a falconer, but you need to be an apprentice for a certain amount of years before you can actually do it yourself. Kind of like being a Jedi, Do you think Tesla will retrace to 205? I mean, it could. I don't know. It's a relatively small pullback here. I think it could. It depends on what the numbers show up today. I think the payroll numbers are going to affect Tesla a lot because they're going to affect the economy and everything else. So I think it depends on what the payroll and unemployment numbers show up today. No, you catch them. You don't buy them, Shaw. You catch them. So the way you catch them is you'll look for them and they'll be on like a flagpole, right? So you'll look for them on a flagpole, or not a flagpole, on a telephone pole. Usually when we catch them, we'd go out to like the country, and you would create a cage that has little nooses around it, right? So little nooses. So if you stick your finger in one of the fishing lines, the circle fishing lines, and you pull back, it'll tighten around your finger. And so what you do is you tie a bunch of those around a little cage, and you put a mouse in the cage. And you get your binoculars and you look for like a hawk sitting on a perch somewhere, whether it's in a tree on the side of the road or whether it's on like a telephone pole. A lot of the time they're going to be around like telephone poles. They're going to be sitting there hunting on telephone poles. And so then you kind of slowly drive by and drop that cage under the telephone pole, like right underneath it, so where the bird can see it. And so hopefully the logic is the bird will see the mouse, fly down, try to grab it. It won't be able to get the mouse. So the mouse is perfectly safe in that situation. It'll try to grab the mouse, and when it does, and it pulls back, it'll tighten around it, and so it'll be stuck once it pulls back. And then you get the very bottom of a blue jean. So you don't hurt the bird. You put like a bottom. You get like a bottom of your blue jean legs. Like you cut about a foot long. Like you cut the bottom part of your blue jeans off. That's about a foot long. And you basically put it around the bird, so the bird can't flap its wings, it can't freak out. And then you put it in a cage. You put what's called a hood on, which covers its eyes, because when birds' eyes are covered, they're pretty calm. It calms them down. They kind of go into their sleep mode. And so you just kind of do that. That's how you catch it. Yeah, Brian, I'm pretty sure you're just a troll waiting to say negative stuff, so you'll get banned in here. So good day to you. Yeah. Sorry, but I think we are in a PE bubble for large caps. Trend is up, but I'm sure. Well, it depends. The debt ceiling news, like we dropped a lot from the debt ceiling stuff, is what happened. Well, falcons are the same thing as hawks. Hawks and falcons are the same thing. Now, some are called falcons, some are called hawks, but they're all basically the same thing. It's not what he said today. Sterling, just the last few days. You know, I can look at the chat logs, right? So I can look at the chat logs to see what people are saying. The last few days, he's basically said like subtle jabs at the channel. He's basically just trying to talk smack without getting banned, and so he's not really saying anything productive. He's just kind of coming around saying negative stuff and then leaving. And he's been doing it every day for like a week, and so I gave him a chance. But good day to you, sir. I want the market to keep running. Yeah, we'll see. I'm still in Disney here. Again, I'm still in Disney. If you look at the news, the reason the market's gapping up today is because the Senate passed the bill to raise the debt ceiling, preventing default. We do have payroll and unemployment numbers coming out today at 8:30. Well, the market bounced today, Rez. So the market bounced up today, mostly on the debt ceiling news is what this is. Kevin. Y'all get out of here. No, I don't know what's wrong with Rhythmic. If unemployment goes up as expected, will it be bearish? I don't know. It depends on what the market wants, and it's hard to tell sometimes. What I will say is that, like yesterday, we could look at what yesterday's numbers came in as. We're gonna look to see what the numbers came in. Yeah, I mean, anything could happen, spectator. So anything could happen here. Like ultimately, anything could happen. Unemployment could come in high and the market could drop. Unemployment could come in low and the market could drop. We really don't know. And so it's kind of one of those things where it depends on what the market's fearing more so right now. I think with the amount of people that think a pause is happening, I think people are going to be people are going to be fearing inflation because again, chances of a pause in the next cycle are pretty high. And so in that regard, I think people are going to be fearing inflation to a certain extent. And so with that, I expect the market to still fear a certain amount of inflation and the market to react accordingly from all that stuff. You know what I mean? That's what I'm assuming is going to happen here is that the market's still going to be fearing inflation. And if we get higher payroll numbers, the market might react negatively. At the same time, though, we can kind of see a little bit of we could look at like the SPY here and see how it reacted yesterday to the payroll numbers, which was negative. So again, you can kind of see non-farm payroll numbers came out here. Actually, we moved up a little bit from payroll numbers. And then jobless claims came out here at 8:30. Yeah, the market mostly reacted negatively to lower jobless claims. So I think the market dropped mostly. It did rip up after that, but I think the market still fears inflation, especially with like the especially with economic growth numbers coming out yesterday. I think the market's going to be a little worried about inflation with the potential rate hike on the books and stuff like that, Yeah, just to be safe, I checked the logs for Brian, and he basically said I had a big head. He said, okay, I'm gone, talking about Hawks. Yesterday, he said negative stuff. People are weird, bro. They really are. People are weird, man, Again, one of the things is, like, I talked this, my guess is, like, some of these guys are the same people I talked about earlier. Man, SPY just broke highs at 424s right now. 424s. Got up to 424.20s. How does this channel make money? I mean, we get, on a regular month, we get 300,000 to 400,000 clicks. you know? So, I mean, anytime you get, you know, anytime you get millions of views a year, you're going to make money from it. We have sponsors. We have 2 different sponsors. We also are monetized on YouTube. So, yeah. Yeah, I don't feel bad about it at all. Yeah, for sure, Fu, 100%. When everyone turns bullish, it's time to take some profit. Yeah, I'll probably take some profit today. Again, I've been taking profit the last few days, though. Again, if you want to see me, this is my swing trades currently, and this is after we took a little bit more off of Disney here. But again, we are up currently about 206 on the day on the full swing trading positions. We're up about 306, and that's after we unloaded some shares already of some other trades too. So we're doing pretty well there, and we'll probably just keep it going. Yeah. Hawkish? Hey. Yeah. OnlyFans. All right, we did a poll number. Yeah. Yeah, hawks are vicious, man. I got an old video. I'll have to find it, or an old picture of the hawk somewhere on Discord. I'll have to find it. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I could check the whole history of logs of everything. You know what I mean? Like, I could check the full chat logs, everything. I could search phrases, search names, search words, you know, all that stuff. So I can see everything. All right, guys. Nvidia at 403s, SPY at 424s. So again, we're in Disney as well, but again, we're already up so much on Disney. Like we don't have to worry about it too much. And Walmart, we just made a bunch from it. Again, part of me thinks I should give it time. So D, whoever that is, said, when you show yourself to the world and display your talents, you naturally stir all kinds of resentment, envy, and other manifestations of insecurity. You can't spend your life worried about the petty feelings of others. Hey, 100%, man. Good quote. Absolutely true, too. Definitely top 3 most hated YouTube hater in the world right now. But no, yeah, 100%. Police cats, though, is something that I could get on board with. Can you train a cat? Is there anybody that's been able to train a cat effectively, is my question here. I know you can train dogs. I've got 2 German Shepherds, and they are highly trainable. Yeah, I don't know. I'll probably sit patiently and try to let Disney move up a little bit. I think Disney could probably break 90 if I'm patient enough, but it depends on what the payroll numbers are. And I took enough off of it where I'm not going to be hurt by this regardless of what happens here. Walmart, I might take a little bit more off of Walmart too, just because I can actually up here. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and unload another piece to this just because I can. There we go. All right, locked in a little bit of Walmart. What's the other one? Walgreens. I'm in Walgreens. I'm up on Walgreens, but it's kind of a flat trade. I think I'll let this one sit a little bit. I guess I could take some more off too. All right. Took some more off of Walgreens just to protect the trade. What else am I in right now? PayPal. I mean, PayPal has bounced back a lot for me. What do I want to do here? I guess I'll take a little bit. I'll take a little piece off, but I want to hold some more to this too. All right, we just took a little bit more off. I want to scale out of some of these before these numbers come out. And if we get a big pullback from these numbers, I'll buy more. Yeah. Really? Yeah, Carol's allergic to cats. Hey, thank you, Jay. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you, man. You're one of my best. Hey, thank you. Train my cat. What do you think Nvidia will go today? I don't know. Nvidia is a question mark, really. It really is. Nvidia is one of those things where, like, it's up a lot. I think it depends on what numbers and payroll shows up as. Unemployment numbers and payroll numbers show up as, you know. Talk about gold. Yeah, I'm in gold too, but I'm down on my gold position. I bought gold at 189. Is that 180, 184 or so? Bounced back a little bit over the last 2 days. I'm only down $50. It's a small trade. Luckily, I took some profit, I think, off of my gold trade when it was up big. But I'll probably just sit on gold. Gold is just kind of like a hedge in case ish hits the fan. I'll have a little bit of gold and I can kind of hedge my long trades based on that, because if the market dumps or banks get weak or something like that, then gold will probably go up. So my gold holding here is just kind of a hedge for the others in case something crazy happens. Yeah, what about Disney too, Raphael? Disney's back up to basically $90. I told you, man, you got to just be patient with a lot of these. Yeah, cats are really apprehensive. They don't like being fed. That's the difference. Dogs incredibly food motivated, right? So any animal that's really food motivated, you can train it. Cats are not super food motivated. Like, cats are apprehensive with humans, much more apprehensive than dogs, obviously. So cats are going to be a much harder thing to train. I'm holding GLD ETF is what I'm holding. I should have specified. I'm not holding gold futures. I'm holding the GLD gold ETF. All right, good luck, Raphael. I think you're a little bit late on that one, brother. But hey, good luck, man. Again, I can't guarantee you're gonna make money or anything. Look at Amazon. Yeah, Amazon's ripping up with Tesla. Look at Tesla. Look at Nvidia. SPY moving up. Look at Amazon right here too. Amazon's moving up to 124.40s right now. You can see it on the right side. Hey, what's up, Ian? My guy. Thank you, man. Yeah, exactly, Shepard. Yeah, here's that old picture of me and the bird. I post this picture. Everybody says I look like my dad. Do I look like my dad now? Here's me and my dad. See, I'm in the hockey shirt. You see the hockey shirt? I don't know. I must have been like 10 in this picture. You know? Only difference is my hair is definitely, I got my mom's hair. My mom has kind of blondish hair. So I have, like, you know, light brown hair. Yeah, Happy Gilmore. Oh, bro, I do look like young Happy Gilmore. I love Happy Gilmore too, dude. I watch it all the time. Happy Gilmore, dude. I watch that movie over and over again. My kids love it now too. You know. All right, but look at Amazon, man. Amazon ripping up here at 124.40s. How does the US 30 correlate with the dollar index? Yeah, what's up, David? Yeah, it's all in the hips, man. But no, so the US 30, let me make sure I'm getting the right US 30 here. the Dow is going to move similar to the SPY or the other markets, right? And so in terms of what the Dixie does versus the Dow, it's usually going to move inversely to the Dow most of the time. It's not always exact though. So like, look, if you look at the Dow here, and then you look at the dollar index yesterday, right? They're going to usually move inversely to each other. So yesterday, what happened on the Dow? We had a big rip up. What happened on the dollar index? We had a big breakdown. And so, yeah, they're usually going to move inversely, which is exactly what we got yesterday. So again, here's the Dixie yesterday. Here's the Dow. And so, and the reason behind that, there's a few different reasons. Inflation problems, exacerbate the dollar index fears, as well as like if your cash gains value, you're less likely to invest it. If your cash loses value, you're more likely to invest it. And so as the value of a dollar drops in the Dixie, the SPY moves up, the Dow moves up, so forth and so on. So that's the correlation there for the most part. MongoDB. Let's take a look. Yeah, look at MDB here. Up to 377s from 290s here, man. This thing gapped up like 25%. It's a crazy gap up, man. It really is. It's a crazy gap up. Look at MDB. Crazy gap up. Amazon ripping up as well. I told you guys that, my man. Again, I'm not trying to toot my own horn here, but I think every now and then you're going to have a really obvious trade idea. Okay? You're going to have a really obvious, you're going to have these ideas. Trading really is about a waiting game. Trading really is a waiting game, and I'll explain why. All right, is that you're going to have home run ideas every now and then that are just obvious. Again, to put it into perspective, when Nvidia opened up really, really extended after the weekend, I told people that we'd probably get a pretty decent sell-off at the opening bell. And I told people we probably would, and it makes sense why. Is because after earnings, call options and other long traders, other traders that wrote it up long, are going to start selling. Call options specifically because they can only sell after 9:30. And so at 9:30 that day, when Nvidia opened, it just had a huge dump. It dropped big percentages. And again, I told people that at least 10 minutes beforehand that I was expecting that to happen. And exactly that happened. I posted about it on Twitter. One of those ideas. Another idea is, again, I told people last week, hey, the market's dipping right now from fears of the debt ceiling not going through and defaulting, right? I told people a pretty easy trade idea is that the debt ceiling is almost certainly going to go through. They're going to get the deal done. And when that happens, markets are probably going to fly. I told people that last week, another one of those ideas. And so if you could be patient and wait for ideas, they're not always going to work. You're going to be wrong sometimes. But in terms of probabilities, that's how you make money in the market, is you stay patient and you wait for good ideas like that. And again, if you can do that, that's how you make money. So I hope that makes sense. I'll try to clip that so we can maybe make a short out of that. Yeah, bear with me, guys. After earnings, call options and other why is because after earnings, call options and other long traders, and I told people we probably would sell off at the open, probably get a pretty. I told people that we'd probably get a pretty decent sell-off at the opening bell. And I told people we probably would, and it makes sense why. All right, sorry, guys. I gotta check this for a short. All right, guys. So look at MDB here. Pawn's right. Nvidia up there to 404.75. Amazon broke highs again. Again, Amazon ripping up, MDB ripping up. The market's ripping up because the Senate passed the debt ceiling. Sorry, I'm trying to find a good. Again, market's flying up. Nvidia up to 405s right now. So Nvidia's still ripping up. We can look at the SPY here as well, but yet MDB gapping up. I'll have to look at the reason for this. But here's the SPY. SPY at 424s. Again, US 30 or Amazon up to 124.50s here. Disney's still up big too, but we took profit there. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna have to yeah, I'm gonna have to redo the short. So I'll have to explain it a little bit later. But yeah, sorry, I'll pause the music. My bad. Hey, what's up, life? I don't think the market dipped one time because of debt. I mean, bro, I think it did. Again, the market started to dip last week, right around. Market started to dip right around the 22nd of May, and it dropped. The SPY dropped specifically from 420 all the way down to 410 that week, last week. And then when optimism that the deal would be done started to happen, that's when we started to get this big rise back up. And I think that was pretty predictable. But it's a subjective thing. Some people are going to say, oh, it didn't have anything to do with the debt ceiling. I'm telling you, I covered the market on those days, and it definitely did. You know. MongoDB, I believe it's a server company, if I remember correctly, but I'm not 100% sure about MDB. I think it's servers, right? MongoDB posted earnings yesterday. They posted 56-cent EPS, beat 19-cent estimates, so much better than expected. Their sales of 368.2 beat the 347 estimates. Disney's still pumping up some. Yeah, I watched Austin Powers not too long ago, Mike. It's National Donut Day, bro. I get donuts make me so sick, dude. Honestly, every time I love donuts too. I grew up on Mary Lee donuts and like Krispy Kreme donuts. I'm from Louisiana, so I grew up on like, Krispy Kreme donuts. You get a warm Krispy Kreme donut, it's the best donut you ever had. But like one of the very sad parts of aging is that, bro, if I eat half a donut right now, I'm sick for 12 hours, dude. I eat half a freaking donut. I'm just nauseous. My stomach hurts. I get acid reflux. Like, it's just the worst thing ever, Like, it's a curse. Getting old is a curse because I freaking love donuts and now I can't have them. It's a cruel joke. I hate it. I love donuts. But again, I eat freaking a quarter of a donut even, and I'm sick for days. So those things will mess up my stomach. I don't know if it's gluten or freaking whatever, but I can't eat a donut now. Maybe it's for the best, honestly, because donuts aren't necessarily healthy. but yeah, I miss donuts. I'll still eat them occasionally, For ideas, again, I told people is because I told people of May, and it dropped. Hold on, sorry, that week. Sorry, hold on. Last week, done. We started to get this big, but it's a subjective thing. Some people are trying to say, "Oh, it didn't have anything to do with the debt ceiling." I definitely did. MongoDB, I believe it's a server company, if I remember correctly, but MongoDB. Right, I gotta refresh the screen and get the donut story. Here, hold on. I gotta use I gotta. Are there any good earnings coming out today? I don't think so. All right, guys. SPY pull it back a little bit. Is this worth a dip here? Is this worth a dip argument? I don't know. Man, is this worth a dip? All right, guys. Again, SPY falling down to 424. Honestly, Disney up to 89.60s. Let's see if we can break 90s. I don't think there's any good earnings. I can look up to see if there's good earnings. But Nvidia dipping down. Earnings, I don't. Yeah, there's no donuts. There's no earnings today. Um, no donuts. Earnings, bro. I got donuts in my head. Sorry. All right, there we go. Putting the music back on now. And yeah, I'm gonna go over this again because I can make an easy short out of it. But yeah. Um, looking at our poll numbers. All right, so SPY pull it back a little bit. Amazon right there. And again, we do have unemployment numbers coming out today. But yeah, guys, remember, like, if you could be patient and wait for good trades, it really is something that it gets pretty easy to make money in the market. It's never super easy. You always have to work for it, but you have to be patient and wait for good ideas. Again, after the crazy Nvidia run from earnings, the next day Nvidia was up a crazy percentage. It was like 30 plus percent. And call options that had held over that night, it was pretty obvious to assume that they were going to start taking profit at the opening bell, since they have to wait until 9:30 to sell, and that other traders that held overnight were going to start unloading at the opening bell, because profit taking generally happens over the next day. And so a really easy idea that I told the chat about 10 to 15 minutes prior to the bell was that Nvidia would probably drop down pretty drastically at the opening bell. And sure enough, it did. It dropped really, really big. And so again, waiting for trade ideas like that can be really profitable and powerful. Another one was after the debt ceiling dropped last week on like the 22nd. Everybody was fearing the debt deal not going through and potential default. They were saying some bearish stuff. And so the market dropped heavily. The SPY dropped from like 420s down to 410. I told people that the debt ceiling would probably go through and that would cause a bounce. And so sure enough, over the last week, especially today, after the debt ceiling deal went through, we had a really nice bounce. And so there's a famous saying that money is not made in trading, money is made in waiting. And it's absolutely true. Yeah, it could be that. It could be buy the rumor, sell the news. I don't know. But yeah. It could be buy the rumor, sell the news. Again, I don't know. But yeah. SPY at 424s. We'll see if it actually holds. All right, guys. SPY at 424s. Are y'all buying this dip right now? Disney still up. All right, guys. And again, SPY at 424s right now. Let's see if it holds. Again, the numbers are going to come out today. Payroll numbers expected at 180,000. Unemployment expected at 3.5%. Yeah, trading today. Again, SPY up to 422s. Let's see if Nvidia holds this 404 level. Nvidia PE ratio is over 200 right now. They're approaching a trillion market cap. And so they might be considered extended. I'm not sure. All right, guys. So, yeah, Nvidia at 404s, Amazon at 124 still. So we're getting consolidation over the last like 5 minutes. SPY at 422. UCAR massive short squeeze like the old days. We have earnings Monday too. Hey, good luck, bro. Hey, for sure, Beach. I think most knew. Yeah, I think most people probably did. Again, Disney up to 89.70 still. I'm probably gonna try to hold to like 91, maybe. Man. All right, guys. Yeah, we're gonna get the music back on. Sorry if we're repeating ourselves. I'm trying to create shorts that I can repurpose for other stuff like shorts on YouTube. So I might repeat myself a little bit, but we're gonna put the music open now. And now we're back. Yeah, that's exactly what I was doing, Pawn. Yeah, pause the music. Put the music back on now. Yeah, so sorry if there's an echo. There we go. Let me pause it. All right, yeah, that's what I was doing. You got a favorite stock to day trade? The E Mini, the SPY E Mini. Yeah, good luck, Cal. Yeah, 93s is possible for sure. I mean, Disney just hit 89.80s here. I'll probably hold. I still got over 100 shares, but we've taken most profit from that. And again, I don't just talk about it. Like, we put our money where our mouth is, man, and we are up pretty big on everything right now. We ended up taking some more profit on Walgreens, Walmart, but like, you know, even after that, we're still up 217 on the rest. We're up about $200 on the day in the remaining positions still. So we're doing pretty well. I just got to be patient with the rest of them. They will say the unemployment rate. Yeah, will unemployment come in high or low, guys? I don't know. I don't know. I hope it comes in low, but who knows what we're going to get here. Looking at our Twitter poll, we did a Twitter vote as well. Y'all vote on this Twitter poll as well. Let us know what you guys think. The question is positive or negative or neutral reaction. Positive, negative, or neutral reaction. Here is the poll right there. We still got 45 minutes before all this data comes out. But vote on that poll. Give me a follow on Twitter. There's the link right there if you haven't already seen it. All right, guys. So we just dipped under the VWAP for the SPY. We're at 423.70s here on the SPY, 423.70s. Amazon at 124.20s here, guys. 124.20s. Disney just under $90. You don't think the JOLTS report? I think this is going to move markets more than JOLTS. Probably. I mean, we don't know for sure, but I think this is probably going to move markets more than JOLTS. Not 100% sure, though, but I think probably it's going to move it more. Okay, let's see if we bounce back over the VWAP here. Amazon finally dipping down some. What is BitBoy showing up for? So BitBoy ranting on YouTube about Ben.eth. Anybody tell me what BitBoy's ranting about? All right, guys. Hey, SPY at 423.90s here, almost under 424s. Amazon at 124s. Yeah, I don't know. I don't ever watch any of his stuff, so I don't really know. Yeah, trust me, there's a lot of pump schemes going on, man. Gonna load up on SoFi. I've had a lot of people talk about SoFi. What's up, Jamie? Yeah, unemployment at 40 minutes. We're gonna cover it. You can see a timer in the top left. Yeah, so unemployment drops. Unemployment is expected at 3.5%. Payroll numbers expected at 180,000. What do you think before the news comes in? I have no idea what the market's going to give us today. Really don't know what the market's going to do. Try to be patient and just kind of wait, but we're in some longs. We've been riding those longs up really nicely today, so we're just kind of kicking back and just, waiting for something to show up. Again, Nvidia down to 404s. Again, SPY at 423.80s here, 423.80s. Disney dipping down a little bit under 90s. Are you guys buying the bounce? I'm going to be bet the SPY hitting 420 to 422 today with the 20% stop loss. I think sell the news and profit taken. Yeah, I think that's possible. I feel like you're speaking in codes. What? Yeah, I think it's possible that that happens. I think we're up a lot. And that, again, I think it all depends on what the numbers show up as today. I think if unemployment comes in high, I think we can honestly get either reaction. I think we can get a good or bad reaction there from either one. I think if unemployment comes in low, we could get a good or bad reaction there too. I don't, again, right now, I would guess the market's going to start fearing inflation a little bit more because most people think we're going to raise rates, or no, most people think that we're going to at least pause on the next rate cycle. Skip is what they're calling it. So most people think we're going to skip here. And I think in that regard, people are still going to be fearing inflation from that. And so I think we're going to go with an inflation fearing market. And so in that regard, lower unemployment might cause a negative reaction. I think if we come in low for if we come in high for payrolls, I think that might cause a negative reaction as well, especially with the extension that the market's showing from the debt ceiling deal getting done. That's my guess. But again, I might be wildly wrong here, and the market might do the exact opposite to this. It really is something that we don't really know what the market's going to do here. Trying to figure out when to short Tesla. It has to pull back at some point. Well, yeah, I mean, that's true. Just be careful. Tesla also could just keep ripping up. It's a big range stock. So the NASDAQ is extended. Yeah, I mean, microchips could be argued as extended for sure. The NQ is flying up. But at the same time, though, the thing to understand about this all is that, like, the market's been down for the last year or so, you know, so like the last few years. So if you look at the SPY at the beginning of last year was at 480. We're at 420 right now. And so I guess my point is, like, you could also look at it like this was extended and we're now correcting for that on the upside. Now, I think a lot of people are going to reference the PE ratios of something like Nvidia right now, which are very, very high. And I understand that argument completely here. I guess the point is, like, you could argue based off of the chart long-term extension here. If you look at like the NQ, we could do the same thing here. We could put up a weekly chart and we can kind of see the same thing. And so, you know, I think a lot of people are going to argue that this is extended on the downside on the NQ, the NASDAQ, and now we are just now starting to come back here. And long-term, the markets do move up. Like the biggest edge in blue chips is that they're going to go up long-term for the most part. You're always going to have outliers, but the S&P, the NASDAQ are going to go up long-term. The Dow, when did they announce the rate hike? The rate hike is going to be June 14th, I think. Although I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure it's June 14th. It's going to be a really fun week that week because, like, next week it's kind of slow, but the week after that is crazy busy. So next week is slow, but like the week of the 12th of June 12th, Monday, June 12th, that is going to be the busiest week all month. You know, because that week we've got a lot of stuff going on. We've got CPI, we've got PPI, we've got the rate hike decision and press conference. That's a busy week. CPI falling on the same week as PPI, falling on the same week as the rate hike decision. CPI and PPI are generally same week, but the rate hike decision and CPI going on consecutive days. So I believe the 13th we get CPI, the 14th we get the rate hike decision. That's two pretty big catalysts of market activity going through at the same time, basically on the same week, consecutive days here. So that's going to be a very, very, very volatile week, and I think a lot of big money is waiting to see the outcome of that. Again, most people think we're going to pause on the next cycle. And I think that's going to be, it depends on what, I think if it's something where we pause and then inflation numbers are worse than expected, I think that can cause chaos in markets. So if we pause and inflation numbers are bad, that can cause drops in markets. Yeah, PE of AMD is up a huge amount. I agree. I agree. Yeah, I mean, that's already what I do, Fu. I appreciate the tip. Fu says, John, a tip I have is buy short stocks that you can average dollar cost for maximum gains. Yeah, that's honestly, that's kind of what I do already. Like what you'll see me do on Disney a lot of the time is like as Disney starts to break under $90, I'll start to add more and more and more until at this point my average on Disney is 88.12, and Disney is about at $90. And so I have a large enough account where I can wait for a stock that I think is a long-term healthy company like Disney, wait for it to dip, and then kind of DCA into it every few days or every day or however I want to do it. And then get a pretty good average, and then just kind of ride the bounce back. And I do that a lot. So when I buy up stocks, the main way I trade is I look for healthy companies that are going to be around. Disney's going to obviously be around. Amazon's obviously going to be around. Apple's obviously going to be around. Microsoft's obviously going to be around. Walmart's obviously going to be around. Walgreens, whatever. I buy stocks that are obviously going to be around in 10 years. And then I'll DCA into them, and then I'll sit. And the big goal of this is to be patient, because long term, the biggest potential edge you'll ever have is that blue chip stocks are going to go up long term. And so in that regard, that's what I try to do. That's my trading style, and it works pretty well for me. Hey, what's up, Round? Are you still bullish on Disney? I mean, I've been mostly taking profit on Disney for the last day or two. But I still have over 100 shares. I'll probably let it bounce back more. And if it dips more, I might add my size back. I don't know. Inflation has to go down now, but the real pivot is when banks like JP would begin to have problems. The real printer. Yeah, I mean, today super bullish. It depends on what these numbers show up as today, guys. So it really depends on what the numbers show up as. Like the market today could be anything. Yeah, the market today could be freaking anything. Yeah, Lulu's cool and all. I just don't trust it. And like Lulu might do crazy stuff again. I don't know. It's one of those companies that short term, I'm sure it makes a lot of money. Yet I've never argued against it short term, because I think short term, obviously, my whole family shops at Lululemon. My wife, my daughter love it. I think they make lots of money. Their margins have got to be really, really good. And so again, they're kind of a money making machine right now. Where I'm skeptical of Lulu is long term. So I'm talking about like next 5 or 10 years. I doubt Lulu's going to be where it is. But maybe I'm wrong. But I just think that fashions change, and I think the athleisure fashion got big during the pandemic, and once that settles down, it's vulnerable. And it doesn't even mean they will fail. It's just not something I'm willing to hold long term. What do you think about gold? I'm holding some gold. Speaking of the whole case of being introverted while creating a large community like this, while not liking the camera, it is why a few friends started. What is that? VTubing. I mean, I'm not like that. I'm introverted. It might not seem like I'm introverted, but I am. Like, it's hard to explain. I am. The way I always try to explain it to anybody, I guess, is that naturally I'm introverted, but I can be outgoing if I want to, obviously, and if I do, you might not realize I'm introverted. Like, I could be outgoing. I can seem like I'm very outgoing, but I don't necessarily like to be. It's basically out of necessity if I'll do it. Like, if I go in front, like, if you talk to like my wife's side of the family, for instance, like we go over there for Christmas and like eat dinner and everything like that, they're going to tell you I'm super outgoing. I'm really outgoing. I'm very talkative, all that stuff. But if you ask my wife, she's going to tell you I'm introverted. So I don't know what you call that, but yeah. Vans. Yeah, definitely top 3 Lulu haters on YouTube for sure. Gold, I'm using gold as a hedge against everything. Yeah, I'm buying gold in case ish happens. I don't want to get stuck in craziness. So I bought gold, but it's mostly just a hedge. Yeah, confused maybe. I think I'm naturally introverted, but I can seem like I'm outgoing if I want to, you know. But if it was if left to choice, I'm a homebody. I would stay home, you know. Yeah, I guess pawn. Yeah, how good, Tony. And again, we're in Disney. I'm waiting to see if it bounces back today. The numbers come out in less than 30 minutes now, so we got time. But again, 3.5% is what they're expecting for unemployment. Last time we came in at 3.4%. So we are looking at a 0.1% uptick in unemployment versus last time. Payroll numbers, expectations for that are 180. But I will say, like, the payroll numbers yesterday came in way higher than expected. They expected like 170, which I can't ignore the parallels to the 180 level that we have there. Yesterday, they expected 170 for the non-farm employment change, and we ended up showing up at 278. And so I think one of the ways that you could potentially predict payroll numbers today is looking off of those prelim numbers from yesterday. And the prelim numbers came in much higher than expected. Again, they expected like 170 yesterday. They ended up showing 278. So a much higher prelim non-farm number result yesterday versus what expectations were. And again, today we're looking at a similar expectation to the prelim numbers yesterday at 180,000 expectation today for non-farm payrolls. And I can't help but maybe think that the payroll numbers are going to come in much higher than expected as well if the prelim numbers yesterday did. It doesn't mean they will. Of course, I have no idea what anything's going to do. I might be wildly wrong here. Maybe these numbers come in low relative to expectations. I don't know. But I think if I'm right there, the question is not what the payroll numbers are going to show up as. The question is, how is the market going to react to high payroll numbers? And again, I think the market's probably fearing inflation. And so if the market's fearing inflation and payroll numbers come in high, that means the market might drop. Again, just speculating, guessing. I might be wildly wrong here. Do not copy me. I have no idea what I'm talking about. I might be wildly wrong, and just the exact opposite happens here. But I think it makes sense if we're looking at it that way. And maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. And the market didn't drop from last year, Fu. The market dropped from basically 2021. Market was at 280 or 480s on the SPY in 21 by the end of it. But the last year and a half to 2 years, the market dropped. But the last 6 months to a year, the market's been bouncing back. And so it depends on which time frame you look at it. Yeah, SPY's not under 422. If you're looking at like a daily chart, it might show that. But SPY is at 423, almost 424 right now. Today, all stocks will be green. Well, they're green today, right now, but it doesn't mean they're going to stay green. Again, the numbers show up in about 25 minutes or so. That's going to be interesting to see kind of what we do. Yeah, if gold might go up if I'm right about that theory, but again, it's just a theory. I might be wildly wrong. What do you guys think? Does the market? I guess we already did a poll. Vote on the poll. 55% think we're gonna have a good reaction. 27% think we're gonna have a bad reaction, and 18% think we're gonna have a neutral reaction on these numbers. Gold goes up if dollar index dumps and 10-year yield goes. Yeah, I mean, it depends. an ambivert, also called outgoing introvert, an introvert who can be outgoing in certain situations around certain people and when they absolutely need to be. Okay, so that's what it's called. SPY hit 430 if they came up with the good news. Yeah, it depends on what the number's gonna. It depends on what the market's gonna consider good news, though. I don't know, Raul. I don't know whether you should buy a call or put. Number one, you're not gonna be able to because you can only buy options at 9:30, and these numbers drop in about 23 minutes or so before the bell, about an hour before the bell rings. So you still got some time there, you know. Palantir CEO was on the news last night, beefing with who? Saying they got AI locked down, really. Recession calls, I don't know, man. GDP's hasn't been bad lately, you know, and so I don't think we're in a recession yet. Market's been moving up too much for a recession. The U.S. stock market drops 32% on average during recession. So, I mean, we're definitely not down 32%. I mean, you could argue that we were in one from 2022, but I don't think we're there yet. Nvidia now breaking under the VWAP here, breaking under the volume weighted average price. Yeah, but where is their AI coming out? When is it coming out? Yeah, but when is their AI coming out? They can say whatever they want. I'm gonna patiently wait to see if we get anything good. What do you think, bro? Buy or sell? I really have no idea. I think there's a few arguments you could look at. Number one, I think you could look at the payroll argument and then use that to assume that the market is fearing inflation, and if payroll numbers come in hot, that the market might go down. But I think the other thing to consider here, though, is that the market ripped up yesterday after the prelim numbers here. And so, again, if we look at when the prelim non-farm numbers came out, the market actually went up from these. So, like, here's when the prelim numbers came out. The prelim numbers came out here. So the prelim numbers came out right here on the SPY, right here. And the market mostly pushed up from that before correcting after jobless claims came in low. Right, so I guess the point is, like, I'm confused about the market here. Again, prelim numbers came out here, and the market went up after the prelim numbers for payrolls came out. And so, I mean, I guess we could assume that we're going to get a similar reaction. But afterwards, of course, you could see the market ended up turning back down and coming down here. And so the market went up initially. And then after jobless claims, which are it kind of contradicts itself, because jobless claims came in low, which means low unemployment, right? Which means economic growth. And the market didn't like that at all. The market dropped, signaling that it would be fearing inflation, because if the market's fearing inflation, it's going to be fearing economic growth, if that makes sense, right? And so we got kind of two contradicting reactions to the results yesterday. Again, non-farm numbers came in very high, and that pushed the market up. And then jobless claim numbers, again, non-farm numbers coming in high signals economic growth. Market reacted positively. Jobless claims came in low, again, signaling economic growth, more people working. And the market on that decision reacted negatively here and dropped. Now, it doesn't matter because the market ended up bouncing up pretty big after all this stuff. So, like, this was all just kind of consolidation before this huge rip yesterday. But I think by that logic, you also could look at this as a little bit extended as well. And so I really don't know how the market's going to react here. I think it's better in this situation to stay in a reactionary mindset instead of a predictive one, because I think this is one of those situations where I really don't know what the market's going to do. I'm showing the estimates for payrolls are 180,000. Let me look at a different source, though. And so again, I am showing. Oh yeah, you're right. Now I'm showing 190K. Last time it came in at 253. Unemployment expected at 3.5%. So I guess it varies. I'm showing 180 to 190,000 expectations here. So again, I don't know what we're gonna get there, but yeah. I think it was because chatter from the Fed. Yeah, it could be. Well, a lot of people sell their calls at the open. I don't know. It's possible. What is Palantir's AI called? How to get into AI businesses? Any AI business ideas? Like, how do you find the ones that create headshots? The AI. So Palantir's AI platform is called AIP. Is a new product, but the company's software for aggregating and analyzing data has included aspects of AI for years. Yeah, so Palantir CEO said their AI is so powerful, quote, "I'm not sure we should even sell this," end quote. Yeah, I mean, Palantir is definitely up a lot from the AI hype. Yeah, for sure, Joshua. Bro, I hear people trying to pump AI every day, Ramsey. It never happens, bro. Even if it did, I don't know. I'm skeptical. Don't hold calls to the weekend. The reserve will be selling a ton of treasury bills next week to restock the pulling liquidity from markets, which put a bearish spin. Maybe. I guess we still got about a little bit under 20 minutes. Nvidia bounced it up a little bit. The SPY dipping down to the 200 EMA. We'll see if we get a bounce here. 190,000 jobs is the lowest gain since December. Yeah, but the market might think that's good. Erebus, you know. I'm looking for a pump at the open and possible rug pull later. Maybe. I don't know. Again, we're pretty green on our swing trades. I've already kind of scaled out of a lot of these, though. Some are still calling for recession later this year. Maybe. The next Fed meeting will tell us where we're at in that regard. Also, I'm going to throw it in sub-only mode, team. So if you haven't already, hit the sub button, hit the notification bell, guys. We appreciate it. Everybody announce yourself. Show us that you're subscribed. Show us that you're supportive. We appreciate you guys. Seeing a lot of posts about layoffs on social media. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how the market's going to interpret the jobs data either. You know, yesterday it contradicted itself where yesterday payroll numbers came in really high and the market moved up. But 15 minutes later, when jobless claims numbers came out low, the market moved down. And then after the opening bell, the market ripped up regardless of those two. So I don't know. I don't know what the market's fearing. Hey, what's up, Hollow, Free, Jonathan, V, Chris, Gary, DS. Wages are expected to increase 0.3% for the month and 4.4% from a year ago, a level that officials have said is not consistent. Well, yeah, we know we're not going to hit 2% anytime soon. I mean, I think that's obvious. We're not going to hit 2% anytime soon, but it's all good there. I mean, it depends on what the market's fearing. We'll see today, especially during the next Fed meeting. We'll see what happens. Again, it depends on what the market's fearing, and I don't know, you know. Hey, thank you, Antonio. Job numbers up or down. I think payroll numbers will come in high versus expectations. But again, you never know for sure. Prelim numbers were high yesterday, though, so that makes me think these numbers might be high. But again, you don't really know for sure, and I have no idea. Might be wildly wrong. Yeah, unemployment expected at 3.5%. 3.5%. So we'll see if we hit that or not. All right, guys. All right, guys. Again, Nvidia down to the 200 EMA. The SPY dipping down a little bit ahead of this. So I wonder if this is going to affect the extension potential moving into the jobs report coming out in about 12 minutes here. 12 minutes for the jobs report. Again, looking at our poll on YouTube right now, we got about 900 votes, a little bit under 1,000. 55% of people think we're going to have a positive reaction to this jobs report. Again, 55% of people, 27% of people think we're going to have a bad reaction, and 18% of people think we're going to have a neutral reaction. Again, I don't know what we're going to do here. So asking me what is going to happen, I have no idea. Again, nobody does. Anybody that claims to is lying to you guys. And again, they might be right. They got a 50-50 chance, and they're going to use that to try to boost their credibility. But understand, it's a coin flip. They're flipping a coin. And if they're right, they're going to act like they're the greatest ever. And if they're not, we'll see. Unless we get high job numbers and a drop in markets, then I might be like, hey, I was right, because then I would be. But it needs to be a specific prediction. Thoughts on Lucid? Lucid EV plays, I don't know, man. I don't know what we're going to get there for Lucid. Lucid at 650s. I think a lot of these up-and-coming EV brands are going to be a struggle to get sales. I don't think a lot of them have the customer base they need to really succeed outside of Tesla. I think a lot of them are going to struggle because I think very few people want to risk tens of thousands of dollars on an up-and-coming car brand that they've never heard of. And so I think that makes there a lot of risk for up-and-coming EV brands, especially stuff like Mullen. I hear people talk about Mullen all the time. Again, Mullen is going to fail. I told people this years ago. Best case scenario for Mullen is that it gets bought out. But again, I think people have to understand, put yourself in the shoes of consumers, okay? And question, if you had the money and you wanted to buy an EV brand, if you wanted to buy an EV, an electric vehicle, would you buy a no-name EV? Of course not. You're going to buy one of the big boys, or you're going to buy one of Tesla, one of Tesla's cars. Again, there's always outliers, but those outliers are not enough to sustain the business, in my opinion. They just don't have enough consumers to sustain those type of businesses, and that's bad news for a lot of these EV brands. That's tough for them because, again, there's just not enough consumers that want to buy their cars. Yeah, y'all hit that like button, guys. Yeah, Mullen, dude. Polestar, I've actually seen Polestar, so at least they're post-production and some. I've actually seen a Polestar. I've seen a Lucid as well, honestly. And they're pretty cool looking. I actually like them, but that doesn't mean they're going to succeed. They could be the coolest car ever. I think what they need to do, I think a smart move here, which is something that I don't see a lot of these EV brands do. I think if a lot of these EV brands really want to sell cars as an up-and-coming brand, you got to make it look like a supercar, okay? You got to really make it look like a supercar. You make that thing look like a Lamborghini, or look like an M1, or you make that thing look like a, not an M1. You make that thing look like a McLaren, a Ferrari, a Lamborghini, a Ford GT. You make it look like that, people are going to buy it regardless of whether it's a no-name brand, because it's going to turn heads. Right? That's the difference, right? So if I'm one of these companies, I'm going to make something that's cheap, that looks like a supercar, and then I'm going to sell it for like $100K brand new and see if I get sales. Saturn did that not too long ago with some of their Saturn cars. They made really different looking cars that look like supercars, but they were cheap. They were like $30K, and they got a lot of sales from it. But I drive a Chevy Bolt. Yeah, I mean, I think those are the type that are going to do well. I think they need to make it here's the problem. It's there's enough cars that there's enough EV brands that already look like a Tesla. They're just copying Tesla. They all look like Teslas, to be honest. It's not going to work. It's not going to work because people are just going to buy a freaking Tesla. Now, Rivian trucks, those are different. That's something completely different. That's a different story. But a Lucids look cool too. I've seen them in public, but they don't look like supercars. Is the problem? They look like a Tesla. Polestars. They don't look like supercars either. They look like a Tesla. Yeah. I don't know why I haven't seen enough of them do that. Maybe those cars are more expensive to produce. I don't know. But all right, guys. Nvidia at 403s here. SPY started to bounce up a little bit. We got about 7 minutes before this report. Hey, thank you, Ramsey, my guy. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. You just described Teslas don't look like supercars. I think it was a Saturn. It might have been a Pontiac. Let me see. The Saturn Sky. So this thing. This thing came out in 2009 for $27,000, brand new. You know, and I knew a bunch of people that bought these because they look like supercars, but they weren't. But I saw a lot of people that bought these because they look like supercars, right? I think if I'm an EV brand, that's what I'm going with. Hey, we got 6 minutes, guys. 6 minutes. Non-farm payrolls, 180,000, 190,000 expectations, depending on your source. Unemployment universally is expected to come in at 3.5%. Last month it was 3.4%. So we'll see if those numbers come in good. Tesla, speaking of Tesla, bouncing up over the 200 EMA volume weighted average price. We are seeing a little bit of a pop at other stuff, but I guess the question is, how does the market react to all this stuff, guys? I don't know. Positive reaction so far. All right, guys. Remember Nokia? What does Nokia even do anymore? I grew up with the Nokia bricks. Nokia just doesn't move enough. Barcodes a lot. All right, guys. Hey, we got 5 minutes here. 5 minutes, team. Be ready. Data comes out. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell. We got these numbers coming out soon. SPY at 423s. Tesla at 210s. Numbers dropping in 4 minutes, guys. 4 minutes. Get Nvidia down to 403s. We gotta watch Tesla. I'll probably put the dollar index up. So here's the Dixie here. Dixie's been moving up short term as the SPY bounces, or the SPY drops here. So let's watch the dollar index when this report comes out. Let me get my sources ready. And again, over 1,000 people tune in for these because generally we cover the stuff very quickly. So if you haven't already, subscribe, guys. We cover all the major market news for free every weekday. All right, payroll numbers expected at 190,000, somewhere around 190. All right, guys. Again, subscribe if you haven't yet. Hit the notification bell. We appreciate it. We got a lot of these sources up. 4 minutes here, 4 minutes. About 3 minutes, actually. Again, make sure you hit the live button next to the play button to make sure you're actually fully caught up on stream. So again, make sure you hit the live button next to the play button to make sure you're fully caught up. So you want to make sure you hit this live button right here, guys, just to put it into perspective. You got to make sure you hit this live button right here. That live button is going to make sure you're caught up. There's no delay. Make sure it's red. If it's red, you're on time. If Lucid remakes 67 Impala, that sounds like a 67. Yeah, I don't know. In 2009, that thing looked like a supercar, in my opinion. Yeah. Well, the debt ceiling's done already, basically, guys. All right, here we go. Again. Expected at 3.5% for unemployment, 3.5%. Non-farm payrolls expected at 190,000. Unemployment expected at 3.5%. We'll see if it holds. 2 minutes, guys. 2 minutes. Dollar index is dropping down a lot ahead of this. So Dixie is still falling down. It's at 103.50s here, guys. 103.50s. SPY up to 423s. Tesla at 210s. Yeah, I don't know if higher or lower is bullish here. I really don't. I think anything could happen. I think yesterday with payroll numbers coming in higher than expected, that caused a positive response. But so I would assume payroll numbers are going to come in high today. But again, I don't know for sure. Nobody does, and we're just speculating. But yeah, I'm going to guess payroll numbers come in high. I might be wrong there, though. Of course, nobody knows. And unemployment rate, I'm really not sure what happens there. I know jobless claims came in low. So if it parallels yesterday, unemployment will come in low and payroll numbers will come in high, both signaling economic growth. But as for like how the market reacts to that, I really don't know here, guys. Really don't know. Less than a minute. All right, team, less than a minute before this data comes out. Yeah, I don't know what Bitcoin does here. Again, less than a minute, guys. 30 seconds. Hit the like button. Again, really quick before the numbers come out, what are your predictions for this? 20 seconds. $15 seconds. Again, 190K expected for payroll numbers. Unemployment expected at 3.5%. 10 seconds. All right, good luck, guys. Here's the numbers right now. Good luck. There's the data release. SPY so far has dropped. SPY dropping here. All right, non-farm payrolls came in really high at 339,000. 339,000 for non-farm payrolls. Unemployment came in high as well at 3.7%. 3.7%. So again, unemployment came in high. Non-farm payroll numbers came in high. 339,000 for non-farm payrolls versus 180,000 expected. Much higher than expected. I told you guys it would probably come in high. Unemployment came in high as well at 3.7%. 3.7% for unemployment. And so again, payroll numbers went out way higher than expected here. Way higher than expected. Market is so far moving up a little bit, but the dollar index is moving up as well. So the market is moving up with the Dixie here. SPY up to 424s right now. Tesla up to 210s. But yeah, so unemployment 3.7%. Non-farm payrolls 383,000. And again, I was right about payroll numbers coming in high. That's why you always look at the prelim numbers, guys. You look at the prelim numbers. These make it pretty easy to see kind of what the potential reaction might be. But again, we're going to put the number up on screen. Unemployment higher than expected at 3.7% versus 3.5% expected here. So, yeah, unemployment high, 3.7 versus 3.5%. Payroll numbers very high. Again, hit that subscribe button, guys. We cover this data very, very quickly. Very, very quickly. So far, kind of a neutral reaction, but the Dixie is loving this because this signals economic growth. Both of these, or payroll number signals economic growth. But yeah, it's really interesting to see it. Again, remember, my theory was that the market wouldn't like this because payroll numbers were really high. That signals inflation problems. The average earnings year over year was 4.3% versus 4.4%. But again, subscribe, hit the notification bell, guys. We cover that data very quickly. Very quickly. Again, I don't know if it's good or bad. Payroll numbers high means economic growth. If the market's fearing inflation, it could mean bad things. If the market is fearing a recession, it could mean good things. And so it really depends on what you think the market is fearing here. Again, my guess was that this would react negatively. I told you guys many times that the payroll numbers would probably be high. I think that was a very easy thing to predict. I think all you had to do was look at yesterday's prelim numbers and see how much higher than expected those numbers came in versus what these numbers are, right? So I think if you look at those two things, it makes sense why
Payroll numbers were much higher than expected at 339,000. Now, the real question here is, how does the market react to this? If the market's fearing inflation, the market will probably react negatively to this. If the market is fearing recessions, then the market will react positively to this. But at the same time, you could call these numbers mixed as well, because unemployment being higher than expected is worse for economic growth, of course. So payroll numbers were good for recession fears. Unemployment rate numbers were good for inflation fears. And so it's kind of mixed results here. But again, the payroll numbers came in really high, very, very high. You know, unemployment only came in 0.2% higher than expected. Payroll numbers came in close to 100% over expected. And so that's one of the nuances to pay attention to here. We also had manufacturing payrolls at minus 2K versus 6,000 expected here. So we'll see how the market responds. We'll let it settle down a little bit. So far, we've had a slight positive reaction to this, a slight positive reaction, and it doesn't mean it's going to hold. Oh, sorry, guys. Here. There's the numbers right there. Again, 339,000 versus 190K expected. Payrolls 3.7%. And again, the market's moving up. Payroll numbers does signal economic growth, and the market's liking this, it looks like here. So, interesting. Market likes it. And I'm okay with that. SPY hitting 424s right now, 424s. Dollar index starting to turn. Look at the SPY, just broke highs of the day. Highs of the day were just broke on the SPY. High payroll numbers means economic growth. That's the easiest way to put it. SPY just broke highs again. Dollar index breaking down. Let's look at stuff like Nvidia here. Here's Nvidia. Nvidia at 403s here, guys. 403s for Nvidia. Huge run. Huge run. And yeah, let's watch the market try to run here. So Nvidia bouncing back. SPY hit highs. Looks like it's liking this data here. And again, that kind of parallels yesterday where like payroll numbers came in high and the market liked it yesterday. And so today payroll numbers came in very high. And again, it looks like the market liked it. And I'm okay with this, I guess. Again, if you haven't already, check out Top Step. If you want to day trade, the futures market's probably where you want to go. Most pro traders day trade futures because there's no PDT restriction. So you can day trade a margin account, buy market, buy bid, sell the ash, just like stocks, but there's no PDT rule. And you can day trade the SPY and the S&P 500 and E-mini. You can day trade the NASDAQ, currencies, gold, silver. Patterns are very similar to stocks, but there's no PDT restriction. The cheapest way to get your feet wet in the futures market is a funded account program because you're allowed to use them in futures. What they do is they give you a demo and they test your skill. And if you're good enough to pass the test, they give you a demo. The base one's a 50K demo. You got to hit 3K on that 50K demo without losing 2K, so a 2-to-3 ratio. So if you could pass those testing, they fund you 50 grand with a 90% split, and they pay out millions, fund thousands of traders a year. If you fail, you're going to lose much less than you would if you put the money up yourself, and you probably would have lost yourself anyway. So it's limited risk, but you get a lot of the rewards with a 90% split once you're funded. So a really good way to get your feet wet and try out a proprietary trading firm in Top Step. Check out the link. Here's the link right here. You get 20% off. Great way to help support the channel. Been around for over a decade. Pay out millions every year in actual withdrawals too. But yeah, so SPY pulling back a little bit. Nvidia breaking under the 200 EMA. SPY still at 424s here. We'll see if it actually holds right now. 424s on the SPY. Bitcoin, what's Bitcoin doing right here? So Bitcoin currently, guys, at 27.1 thousand. So Bitcoin dropped a little bit. Again, we're certainly still in consolidation. We don't know how the market's really going to respond to this yet. We do know the SPY ripped up and broke highs and is green relative to when the report came out, but we still got time and we still got to sit here and wait, I think. I don't know if we would be. I mean, we have higher than expected unemployment, but we're still not super conventionally high. We're right around average for unemployment, you know. pretty close to average for unemployment rate. So we don't have super high inflation. Again, the reason I'm saying this is because I hear people say stagflation, but we don't have the high unemployment yet. In fact, jobless claims came in light yesterday. So like the amount of people filing for unemployment came in low yesterday. Unemployment today came in high, but it's not super high relative to convention. So I don't know if we're in stagflation. Yeah, we'll see. But the market's starting to turn here. And again, we'll see if it actually holds. But that's what I see right now. What do you think about advanced auto parts? I don't know. All right, market started to turn. Nvidia dropping back down. Tesla testing that low. SPY still at the volume weighted average price of the 200 EMA. So far the market reacted positively, but it's a slight positive reaction here. It doesn't mean too much yet, and anything could essentially happen here. Where do you guys think the market's going to go right now? So far, positive reaction. I'll put this number up on screen so people can see it, but so far a positive reaction in markets. This number up on screen. Market's starting to dip a little bit here. All right, Tesla at 209, 210s. Bitcoin at 227,000 here, 27,000. Does this cause the Fed to hike the rate in June? I don't know. It depends on what the market's fearing right now. I don't think we've had a big enough reaction. I see Nvidia starting to dip down some. I could look at the CME watch tool and see what the Fed is fearing now, but I don't know yet. Again, I don't know if we have an answer yet for this. So here's the Fed watch tool right here. This is where you can kind of gauge what the numbers are going to be. So the market's still thinking 72% of pause potential for the next rate hike decision. 28% think we're going to raise rates. So I think we'll probably pause. But again, it depends on if the market's fearing inflation or not. And with these payroll numbers coming in high and the market reacting positively, I don't know if we're there yet. If we're fearing inflation enough to raise rates, I think we're still going to go with pause potential. No, I don't think we're going to raise rates. I think we're probably going to pause. Yeah, what they're calling it is a skip. So I think we're probably going to skip, All right, SPY bounced it right back up today, too. Look at it. It's at 424s. $424s right now. Again, Tesla at 210s, 211s. Again, we're going to day trade futures at the opening bell, so stick around if you want to see what Top Step is like. And again, Top Step is the cheapest. Top Step, people underestimate how much Top Step builds your skill. Like, they give you rules to follow. So, like, you got to hit profit targets without hitting max loss, follow rules. And just taking the challenge builds your skill. And it's very cheap. Like, some paper trading accounts cost $100 bucks. Like DOS used to cost $100 for paper trading. And so it's very cheap. It's like 130 something if you use my link. They're going to give you a 50K demo. There's free coaching. There's just a lot of great resources. There's like Trader IQ, which allows you to build rules. It alerts you when you break rules. And there's just a lot of benefits and uses. And then if you actually pass the testing, once you're funded, you keep your first 10K. I think they changed the rules where you keep your first $10,000. And so, and then after that, it's a 90% split. So there's a lot of incentive to get funded, and just having that middle ground of pressure where you're not risking as much as you would with a regular account. But if you're good enough, you still keep 90% of your profit, your first 5 to 10K, free coaching, all that stuff. I think, for 130 something, it's a pretty good deal in my opinion. But of course, I'm sponsored by them. So I'm biased, but all good, David. Again, if you want to check it out, link is in the description. I'll put it up right here too. I haven't reloaded the CME. Well, I just pulled the chart back up. I can pull it up again. Let me look. Hold on. Do I need to refresh it? Let me see. Oh, it has changed here. So yeah, man, look. So y'all are right. So it has changed. So the rate hike probabilities have gone up dramatically here. So again, with high payroll numbers, the rate hike probabilities have gone up to almost a little bit under 44%, 43.1%. So now it's almost split down the middle here. So I don't know, man. And I think what Jerome Powell said during his last one, Bitcoin just pumped up to 27.3 thousand as well. But again, we still got some time. We still got a couple weeks before the next rate hike decision. And again, I'm not really sure what we're going to get here. Yeah, man, that's crazy. What do you think about Tesla here? I don't know. I thought Tesla might like the payroll numbers. Tesla's up to 210s. I don't know. I mean, it does look like it likes this number. We'll see if we move at the... What do y'all think we'll do at the opening bell today, guys? If we get hot CPI, they raise. Monthly. It's monthly, senior. Well, no, it doesn't matter, Jim. Because CPI is going to come out the day before the rate hike decision. And so I don't think the CPI is going to affect the rate hike decision too much. Because they don't have enough time to use that, put that into their consideration, I think, which is bad planning on their part. I think they should separate it a little bit more. But look at the market bounce here, guys. Nvidia bouncing, SPY bouncing, Tesla bouncing. So the next CPI report comes out June 13th. Next FOMC meeting happens June 14th. And so, yeah, I mean, it happens every 6 weeks, but I think they need to separate that. I think they should do CPI earlier because CPI this month is going to be for last month. And so they should do CPI like within the next week, in my opinion, and then do the rate hike decision the week after that. So they can maybe consider that data for the next rate hike decision. But again, the Fed likes to use PCE, which is the personal consumption expenditure, more than CPI, even though CPI is the most highly watched. So CPI is the most highly watched inflationary metric. But yeah. SPY at about 424, so 424 right now. We'll see if it holds here, guys. Again, we still got some time until the opening bell, but yeah. So there's no minimum time, or there's no maximum time. There is a minimum time. I think it's like a week. CPI data. I'm not sure what we're gonna get there. CPI data next. It's gonna be on the. So right now, let me see what they're showing for CPI. So CPI comes out June 13th. Right now, I don't think it shows the expected yet. So they don't show the forecasted yet. But the last CPI month over month came in at 0.4% and 4.9% on the year. So that was CPI last time. And again, we'll see if we get it. But does Palantir get to 1650 today? I don't know. It depends on what happens at the opening bell. A lot of stuff's bouncing back, but this isn't the biggest reaction from unemployment and payroll numbers. Again, the numbers are kind of mixed, where some people consider these good, some people consider the unemployment bad. It's really nuanced in that regard. All right, guys. SPY at 424.18s, Tesla at 210s, Nvidia at 401.60s. Again, looking at our reactions here, 53% said we'd get a bull reaction. We got about 1,500 votes. I'm going to end this poll. Check the C. David's saying check the C, the Fed watch tool again. Okay, so wow, it corrected again here. So again, back to a pause potential at 68, 32%. And this makes sense because this shows the market isn't fearing inflation a lot. By having a positive reaction to this, it shows that the market is not necessarily fearing inflation like that. Although I will say this, payroll numbers coming in so high is the opposite of what the market wants for inflation. And so what I'm surprised about is that I'm surprised that we're having this type of reaction. I think it makes more sense to raise rates if payroll numbers come in super hot like they did. I think it makes more sense to raise rates. And so I'm surprised that, they're expecting a pause still. I would assume they would be more likely to raise rates with payroll numbers coming in hot, because that's not really what the market wants in that situation. But again, it's very nuanced, I guess. Everything is balanced like it should be. Yeah, it's an efficient market, I guess. SPY at 424s, Tesla still at 210s. I mean, it's, again, I did see somebody say this isn't a big reaction. And yeah, we haven't really got a huge reaction here, but it has been positive, which for a market that fears inflation, the reaction wouldn't be positive at all because of inflation numbers. Inflation fears would mean that they want lower payroll numbers. But again, it's nuanced. It varies. Rate at 3.7. Yeah, unemployment high. Which is good for economic weakness and inflation fears. But the payroll numbers were, I think, the shock. All right, so we're going to do another poll here. And the poll is, we're going to ask, does the Fed raise rates next FOMC? I think it's a really interesting question right now. Does the Fed raise rates next FOMC, guys? Let me know. SPY won't make it over 427. Yeah, I don't know. All right, we got about 30 votes in about 10 seconds. 40 votes now. 57% say yes, we do raise rates. 44% say no. I'm going to go with no. I don't think we raise rates. I think they talked about a potential skip. And I think that's what we do, the next rate hike decision. I think we skip and then we resume rate hikes the meeting after that, which is going to be late July. So I think that's my guess is what we do here. Yeah, I think we're going to see the skip, in my opinion. But again, I might be wrong. Market's starting to turn here. Remember, what I said prior to this meeting is that I thought that we would have a negative reaction. I thought payroll numbers would come in pretty high. And again, if I could teach you anything, if you are trying to be one of those traders that predicts what happens here, right? If I could teach you anything, I knew the payroll numbers would be high. At least I had a pretty good idea that they were. And I said it many times before this stream. And so with that, you know, if we start getting really obvious reactions to payroll numbers, look at the prelim numbers. Yesterday, the prelim numbers were much higher than expected. So it's no shock that today's payroll numbers were much higher than expected. The tricky part is guessing how the market's going to react to high payroll numbers. But remember, what I said is that I thought the market would react negatively from high payroll numbers. And I thought we'd have high payroll numbers and the market would react negatively. And maybe that's what we're getting right now. So we'll give it time. Yeah, we're definitely not going to do 75 basis points. That's too crazy. That would cause a market collapse. Bitcoin now coming all the way back down to 27.1 thousand here. SPY just broke out of the 200 EMA and the volume weighted average price. Nvidia started to test $400 right now. Tesla at 210s. For those looking to buy a house, car, yeah, I mean, it was much more expensive a year ago, though. Like, the interest rates are up, but when we look at average interest rates, like, the mortgage market is collapsing. That's the problem, is people don't want to get a mortgage right now because they're so used to lower rates than we have now. That's tough for mortgage brokers, and they're struggling. Some of them are acting desperate too, but that's a different story. But yeah, mortgage market struggling. But conventionally, the mortgage numbers aren't super high right now relative to convention. You know, like, we're slightly above average, but it's not like they're crazy high. I think people are just used to really low numbers since we've had that for the last 20 years. Hey, what's up, Fonz? And again, guys, y'all hit that subscribe button. I'm really proud of how this community has grown. I really am proud of how this community has grown, man. Like, we get great numbers, and we have been lately. And for a channel that's run by me, and, you know, where we don't have a team of 20, it's just kind of me and Pawn. Pawn helps me run this thing for sure. But for a channel that is just one person, you know, on the camera at least, we've been growing crazy amounts, you know. And so I appreciate the love, guys. I really do. Thank you guys so much. Yeah, V, that's how's the housing market over there? And I think you got to just wait for real estate to correct a little bit. What I'm doing is I'm saving my money, and I'm going to see if real estate keeps dropping. Commercial real estate is incredible. Like, the commercial real estate. Anybody know of a good symbol that I can look up commercial real estate trends? See if I can find one. I'm gonna co-star. I'm not gonna sign up for a freaking. Okay, so here's one of the trends from the St. Louis Fed. See, it doesn't show me new data though. It does show you how much commercial's been hit since 2022. Look at commercial real estate prices. So commercial real estate prices since 2022 are down drastically. So this was last year. So this is commercial real estate trends in 2022. Oh, I wonder if I could find a new graph though, but that's commercial trends. So commercial is getting hit, and it makes sense why. If you want to know why, it's because, okay, yeah, here we go. Here's a recent graph. Or no, see, this isn't recent. Okay, yeah, here's a recent graph. Okay, so yeah, here we go. So this is commercial real estate since 2022, basically. So it has basically came all the way back down. And again, it makes sense why. The reason commercial is struggling is because people aren't working in commercial buildings anymore. They don't need to buy them anymore. You know, commercial is much more of a risk now than it was, 10 years ago. Remote work is becoming more and more prevalent, and that's making a lot of people struggle with commercial prices, rent, keeping up with their mortgages, all that stuff, man. So we're literally under where we were in 2020 for commercial prices. Yeah, so commercial real estate is all the way back to the levels it was in 2018. It's pulled back all the way that much. Yeah, a lot of empty lots. Rent to own is killing real estate. I don't know if that's what's getting it. I think what's mostly getting it is, I think mostly what's going on is, remote work. Is it not a good time for investing in real estate right now? Maybe if you have cash, Pat, but only if you got cash. You know, mortgages are kind of high. In times of home offices and high interest rates, who needs commercial real estate? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm definitely not going to rent a place. Well, what's a good commercial real estate investment trust symbol? I'll look it up. SPY back up over VWAP here. Very sideways reaction though here. And I guess the numbers that we did have were arguably neutral. But very sideways reaction here. EWRE. Let's check it out. EWRE. So let's take a look at commercial here a little bit. Yeah, so here's the last year. What is EWRE? Let me look at what this is. Yeah, so this is just real estate in general, though. I don't know if it's necessarily commercial, but it's just real estate in general. But yeah, real estate is taking a dive. So here's 2022. So it's fallen big percentages. If you look at a weekly chart, kind of see real estate's been in trouble since the 2021 boom. So if you guys remember, buying homes back here in 2021 was crazy. People were waiving appraisals, and as a real estate agent myself, like people were waiving appraisals. They were doing all this crazy stuff, man, putting in 5, 6, 7 prices over list price, waiving appraisals, paying cash, doing whatever they had to do to get their houses. That was never going to hold, you know? Like, yes, most real estate agents are going to be like, oh, well, the market's going to keep going up. It's always a great time to buy a house. No, it's not. But the real estate market has struggled. And so what I'm kind of doing is waiting to just pick up some stuff cheap. Yeah, got you. Does futures have wash sale? I don't know. You want to look that up? Ask your tax guy, brother. Did non-farm payroll numbers come out good? They came in high. You want hot chicks gamble in the market, huh? Depends on how much you're gambling. All right, guys. SPY up to 424s. I mean, to be fair, Derek, you were telling me the market was going to crash in January, sir. Kind sir. It's all good. It's all love here, but I mean, let's be real here for a second. Yeah, for sure. But that was 4 or 5 years ago. And so generally 4 or 5 years is enough to, you know, cancel out anything. Because again, long-term stuff does move up, including real estate on average. I was talking about real estate. Okay, got you. Yeah, you know how it goes, Derek. Sorry, I thought you were talking about stocks. I feel you, bro. I'm not waiving inspections either, dude. The crazy one is waiving appraisals. The inspection one's the riskier one for sure, because regardless of, like, the appraisal one's crazy, because, like, if you don't know the real estate processes here, real estate is like you buy a house, right? If you're getting a mortgage, the mortgage bank is going to want to do an appraisal to make sure that the money they're loaning you is not wasted and loaning you more money than the house is worth, right? And so they're going to get an appraisal on the home to make sure it's not worth it. And usually, like, if, like, say you get a contract and it's like 200,000 for a house and the appraisal comes in at 190, usually the seller's going to have to lower the price, because they're going to have an appraisal that shows it's 190, and so that's going to prove to everybody that the house is 190. And regardless of whether they sell it to you or not, the next person's not going to want to pay 10,000 over price. But during the crazy 2021 boom, people were waiving appraisals. They were saying, hey, we want to buy this house regardless of what it appraises for. And so, very risky situation. The same thing with waiving inspections. You know, if the foundation has issues, that's a problem. That's a problem. Look at the SPY, though, guys. SPY up to 424s right now. 424s. Well, it's all long-term, foo. Short-term, anything could happen to real estate. Same thing, anything could happen to gold, silver, you know, the dollar, whatever. Yeah, kind of crazy for sure, Derek. Disney at 89.60s here, 89.60s. Yeah, I don't know if it's good or bad. Payroll numbers were higher than expected. Unemployment was high. So it was all higher than expected. But whether that's good or bad is more nuanced than that. It depends on if the market's fearing inflation or recession. And I don't know. Yeah, y'all hit that subscribe button, guys. Honestly, we're kind of growing like crazy lately, man. And so I appreciate it. Definitely top 3 growing YouTubers in the world right now for sure. Again, if you haven't already, guys, hit the subscribe button. I'm going to secretly judge you if you don't. And I know it's you. I'm talking to you that's sitting there that's like, hey, I don't know if I should subscribe to this guy. Do it now. Try it one time. It might feel good. We're going to go all the way back to the Dare commercials in the 90s. Hit the subscribe button. Everybody's doing it. Try it one time. Might feel good. Do it now. Or I'll ban you forever. Kind of. Maybe. Not really. Maybe. Anyways, we'll see if the market bounces today, guys. SPY continuing to move up here. So the SPY is continuing to bounce back up. By the way, still bearish on the market overall right now, but you just got to ride the wave. Yeah, for sure. You like AMD, John? Not where it is now, bro. Listen, I like AMD, and I think AMD's got cool, like they have cool hardware, but the PE ratio is like 600 and something right now, dude. So I'm not hating on AMD, but I'm not buying it right now either, brother. You know, I mean, people can't even hate on that. Like, everybody knows. Not for a long-term hold, at least. Maybe if you want to ride like a squeeze play up, sure. But like, I'm not buying AMD and sitting on that thing. Yeah, definitely top 3 most entertaining people in the world, Stefan. You know, Disney still moving up. We're in Disney right now. We've scaled out of most of it. I was worried about these job numbers, but hey, it's still going up, so I'll take it. I wonder if it's going to break 90 today, though. So like, I'm not going to sell anymore because I just want to give that time. SPY testing highs right now. So SPY up to 424.50. Tesla up to 210s. What's AI doing and all this stuff? So AI is down big on the day when everything else is up. UCAR, isn't that natty gas? I don't know what UCAR is. Oh, I don't know what this is. It's squeezing up big. The other one, MongoDB, MDB, is up huge in pre-market as well. One of the big gappers today. Yeah, the Dow Jones. Let me do a futures contract of the Dow. What's the Dow futures contract? I don't ever watch it. I usually look at like the E-mini, which is just the SPY. All right. We're gonna get ready to trade some futures today, though. DJI, the futures contract? No, that's not it. Oh, it's slash Dow. No, Dow 1. I don't know what it is. It's money sign DJI, but Disney's still heading up. Hey, John, if you had to pick one, would you prefer to make decisions on non-farm or unemployment? I don't know. I think non-farm is easier to predict ahead of time because you have the prelim data a day or two beforehand. But unemployment's going to give you a bigger, more obvious reaction. You know, they both come out the same day, so it's hard to tell which one reacts to which. But you're never going to be in that situation because, again, yeah, okay. Thank you, Zach. You're actually right. So it is slash YM as the futures contract of the Dow. And again, this is why the futures market is powerful, because you can day trade the Dow in futures. No PDT rule. You can day trade short futures. No PDT restrictions. On Top Step, they'll fund you if you pass their testing. It's the most legit one in the world. They've been around for over 10 years. They're kind of who everybody else copies off of. And so you might find other ones that say they're better, but, you know, Top Step's going to pay you, you know, if you can pass their testing and withdraw. You get to keep your first 10K as well. But yeah, like, look, you can look up Dow futures. So here's the Dow futures. So again, I can day trade the Dow on Top Step. Again, what they do is they give you a demo and a profit target, and if you can hit it, base one's 50K demo. It's like 130 something. If you use my link, they're going to give you that demo. You can hit the target, which I believe is 3K on that 50K demo without losing 2K or 1,000 a day. And if you can, there's two phases. So if you can pass them, they're going to fund you 50 grand with a 90% split. And you get to keep like up to $10,000 of your first profit too. So there's just a lot of benefits. They're a sponsor of mine, so I'm naturally biased in their favor, of course. So always understand that, but valuable, I think, useful. I think it's just useful. Yeah, so here's the Dow. So wait, so let me see. So how much per tick does the Dow move? $5? $5 per contract. Okay, so 1.5. All right, that's what I wanted to know. I see it right here. I just wanted to confirm it. Is the NASDAQ bullish today? Yeah. I mean, right now it is. Here's the NASDAQ. When did the day start? All right, day started right here. So yeah, it's green on the day so far. It's holding up there. Hey, thank you, Fonz. Yeah, I use Quant Tower. But yeah, I tend to agree with Sam. I think Trade Evade's a little bit easier. Quant Tower is, if you know what you're doing, Quant Tower is probably the right move. Quant Tower reminds me of TOS a little bit. Like I can draw trend lines and stuff like that from TOS like this. You know, and it's very similar in that regard to it. So I like Quant Tower, but you know, it varies. It depends on which style of trade you like. Disney's still pumping up a little bit though. We'll see if that holds. Hey, thank you, David. Have a good day, bro. All right, guys. Pulling back a little bit now. Mr. Beast. Starting to dip down a little bit right now. NQ currently at 14.5 thousand. We still got about 15 minutes before the market opens. Yeah, NASDAQ looking good, man. The Dow looking good too. SPY looking good. A lot of stuff's looking pretty good today. We're in Walmart. We're in Walgreens. They're both up. Disney's doing pretty solid. I want to give it time to run at the open, though. My question is, like, what happens at the opening bell today, guys? Let me look at the rate hike question we did. We did a poll. We asked people we're going to raise rates. Got about 400 votes. 64% think yes, we do raise rates. 36% say no, we don't. I'm not sure either. We'll see. Y'all hit that subscribe button, though. Help the channel grow. We appreciate the love. Almost up to, I want to get 110,000 subs. We're almost up to 109K. We need like 500 subs to hit 109K. So I'd love to hit, we'll definitely hit 110 by the rate hike decision in a couple weeks. See, what do we have going on next week, though? I know it's kind of a slow week. I'm pretty sure next week is one of the slower weeks for market activity. Let me see. But that's going to be okay, because I'm going to be pretty busy next week outside of work. All right, we got services PMI Monday. That's not bad. We got ISM non-manufacturing PMI. Okay, so Monday we got some stuff. Tuesday, nothing. Wednesday, import-export prices, crude oil inventories at 10:30. Thursday, of course, we get jobless claims. Friday, nothing. All right, so yeah, next week's a very slow week for economic data, and then the week after that's one of the busiest weeks of the month. Let me see about earnings. We are starting to bounce a little bit. So again, the market's looking pretty strong. Here's the NQ. We'll put the E-mini up. I like the E-mini more than anything to trade. But see the SPY right here in the middle is bouncing up a little bit. Tesla back over the VWAP 200 EMA. I know we got like NEO earnings coming out. NEO earnings are coming out. Are they next week? So NEO earnings are coming out next Friday morning. GameStop earnings are coming out next week too. All right, cool. So GameStop earnings will be Wednesday of next week. That's cool. We'll cover those for sure. What's another big one that we missed? Let me just look at the actual numbers here. All right, so that'll give us stuff. We got GameStop earnings next week. That'll give us something to cover at least in a boring week. Nothing else really big. We got FCEL Thursday morning. DocuSign. Not really super impressed by that. All right. Let's check out Market Watch. We got trade deficit numbers Wednesday. All right, market's dipping down a little bit more here. All right, so we're trying to hold. I'm trying to move up a little bit here too. Feels like Bears got to be super frustrated right now. Yeah, I mean, I think they are. Yeah, CPI comes next week. Again, I don't know what CPI is going to show up as. I really don't. But CPI shows up next week. Market bounced a little bit again, kind of getting some choppy action over the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 minutes. You know. Will come CPI data. CPI data is the inflationary metric. We also have PCE. So like next week is slow, but the week after that's big. So the week of June 12th is like a huge week. It's a week where we've got CPI Tuesday, the rate hike decision Wednesday. PPI. Okay, so yeah, it's a really busy week. So the week of the 12th, we got CPI Tuesday. The rate hike decision Wednesday, PPI Wednesday. Thursday, we get retail sales, the Philly Fed Index, and jobless claims numbers, as well as the ECB rate hike decision. So just a really busy day Thursday too, along with retail sales, industrial production numbers. And then Friday, we get the European CPI release. So inflation week is basically what it is. And then Michigan consumer expectations Friday. So yeah, not next week, but the week after next is crazy busy. Disney still pump it up a little bit though. Yeah, 8 minutes, guys. Bitcoin's trying. So Bitcoin is consolidating, mostly sideways. It's got a big range. It got all the way up to like 27.35, all the way down at 26.9, but very flat open right now. And again, maybe we'll get a run. I think we're up a lot currently, so I think that's something to consider. Like, we're just up a bunch right now. And again, y'all hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, help us grow. Here, we're going to keep growing, hopefully. Bitcoin looks ready to run again. Yeah, most people think we're going to raise rates. I'm steady watching the Fed CME watch tool, though. And Disney's still pumping up. But yeah, looking at the Fed watch tool, almost 75% of people are now expecting a pause, or at least a skip is what they're calling it. 27.5% of people think we're going to raise rates. It's still a little bit less polarized than previous. Like last time it was like 90% expecting a rate hike. So like 30 to 70 is not that big of a difference, especially compared to like last few reports where it's been like 90-10 rate hike versus no rate hike. Gold sell at the opening bell. I don't know. Look at that gold right now. Gold is down today as the market rises. And again, I'm holding gold, but it's just a hedge. Nvidia is starting to dip down a little bit, though. It's still at 400s. Ugh. The stress of this computer. Ugh. Snow up 2.6%. Yeah, I saw a CRM as well. MongoDB. You're probably following sympathy there. I ended up selling my CRM yesterday for a nice little gain. SNOW gapping up really nicely. Probably with MDB, though. MDB is what's up a lot. Like, if you look at MDB, it's up to 370s right now. Just a crazy big gain. That and Lululemon. Look at Lulu. Good earnings is what this was. AMC up to 460s. GameStop earnings next week at 2420s. SPY bouncing, though. Look at the SPY bounce. Back up to 424s. We'll see if it drags the rest of the market up. I hope we're bullish here. We got about 5 minutes left, but I hope we're bullish. If CPI comes in cool Tuesday, then Wednesday should be Fed skip. CPI, same last month. I don't think it's going to matter. I think it's too close together. I don't think they're going to look at CPI on Tuesday and use that to gauge whether they raise rates on Wednesday. I think that's too close. It doesn't give them enough time to really analyze it like that. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But that's my guess, if I had to guess. You know. Why don't bears just be hybrids? Again, E-mini bouncing back up here. Let's watch 425. What's the high of pre-market? So the high of pre-market is 424.60s here. And we're getting kind of close to that. So again, the high of pre-market is all the way back here. So let's draw a level here. Here's the pre-market high on the SPY up there on the E-mini. It's at $4,257 on the E-mini here. So let's watch to see if we can creep up past that level or not. I mean, I'm pretty split down the middle, Jay. Yeah, for sure. But even if CPI is like hot, for instance, I think they're still going to skip. MongoDB testing highs again, all the way up to 376s right now. 376s for MDB, and that's dragging other blue chips up too. But look at MDB here, 375s. SPY up to 424.50s, almost to the high of the day here. And again, this is the high of the day, way up here. I wonder if Powell trades. He certainly doesn't trade directly, I'm sure, but he's making money somehow. You know, I've always said like Powell's got a tough job, bro. Like he only gets paid about 200K. You know, which I'm not saying is not a lot. You know, but like it's definitely not what it. You know, it's in the ballpark of what I make, and his job is way harder than me sitting here talking about stocks. You know what I mean? So like, yeah, it's a tough job. I don't know. I would. I asked people before if they wanted to hire you to be the fair, the Chad. I can't talk. The Fed chairman. Man, I can't talk right now. If they wanted to hire you to be the Fed chairman, would you do it for 200K? And I can only imagine I would, because I think you got to understand. MDB just broke highs of the day, got up to 370, 378.40s. But it's not a lot compared to what he does, and he gets a lot of heat. Like anything wrong, it's his fault. Anything right, he never gets the credit for it. And so it's a very difficult job. You get a lot of hate, a lot of BS comes with it. The Chad Fair, yeah. But it's a tough job, is my point. Like, that's a hard job, man. Chad Fair. Freaking Chad. Yeah, the Chad's fair. If somebody wanted to hire you to be the Fed chairman, would you take that job? Question. Should we do a poll for it? We got the rate hike poll. Again, MDB just broke highs up to 382. This is what's dragging the market up. This is tech. It's tech, software, servers, microchips. No? I have a hard time believing that. Bro, they came at me and they were like, John from Beginner Trading, we've watched your streams. You know, we think that you are the best candidate to be the next Fed chairman. Do you take this job? I'd be like, yep. In a heartbeat, I would take that job. They could pay me $100,000. I'd still take that job. You know, definitely be the top 3 greatest Fed chairmen in the world at that point in time. But yeah. Oh yeah, he's definitely wealthy. He doesn't need the 200K. He makes it, but I gotta look this up now. Oh, investment banking. From 84 to 90, Powell worked at Dillon, Reed & Co., an investment bank, where he worked on financing, merchant banking, and mergers and acquisitions, rising to the position of vice president. Okay, so that's where he made his money. Like mergers and acquisitions, generally they get paid percentages of the deals going through. And if he's vice president of a big bank like that, he's making a lot of money. Okay, so that's where he made his money. And my guess is he invested it after that. And if you invest it, you know, you're going to be doing all right. His net worth is about 50 million. All right, so SPY just broke highs of the day. SPY just broke highs here. There's the market open, still running up. We're going to watch the SPY right now. Again, Disney up more. Everything else is rising up a lot. Hey, nice. Walgreens. Go ahead and lock in a little bit more on Disney here. Nvidia pumping up as well. Just took a little bit more off on Walgreens. Walmart's rising up. All right, we'll sit on Walmart. Nice. Coca-Cola, PayPal up big today too. JP Morgan. We're now green on JP Morgan. It took a couple days, but market is flying up right now here, guys. SPY up to 425s. Broke highs of the day again. Testing that level now at 425.19s. So here's the new high. See if we hit it or not. Tesla skyrocketing up to 211s here, guys. 211s for Tesla. Kind of crazy. All right, guys. Again, E-mini up to 42.60s. Still ramping up here, guys. Wow. Disney is the trade where I'm making the most money currently. Gonna unload a little bit more here as we can. Nice little day for my swings here. Check this out. Here's my day so far on swings. Up about 280. Not bad. Tesla finally pulling back a little bit. We'll see how it affects everything, but we haven't traded at all on the E-minis yet. Market breaking highs again here, man. Wow. Kind of crazy, to be honest. I think the market's pricing in a pause. I'm going to short the top. This is risky. This is very risky, but we're up so much. I think I can give it time and maybe get some gains here. But of course, it could just say YOLO and not care, which it looks like it is. Luckily, we're in a small contract here. Just one. Kind of flat here. Man, market's just not caring about this. Man. Yeah, I'm going to have to cut this pretty soon. We're only down $75 though, so I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world, but man, volatile. I'll say that. All right, so we just added a little bit more. We're going to see if we get a quick flush retracement back down a little bit. There we go. Flat now. Up a little bit. Took half off there. Going to try to ride the rest down. There we go. Got the breakdown. See if we get a little bit more here. At the very least, we got some room to get out flat if we need to. And probably pretty close to cutting this. Yeah, we're going to have to cut that. All right, well, we're down a little bit, about, $70. Market is just flying up, dude. But we've had like so many green candles. I'm going to switch to the E-mini. This is just up too much for my taste. So if I do take any trades, looks like cutting it was the right move. But man, just a shock how much the market is up. I would assume that we're extended too at this point in time. But hey, man, market doesn't care. I'm all right with that, I guess. My swing trades are loving this, to be honest, man. So hey, I'll take it. But man, am I going to buy anything else down here? I don't think so. Kind of a crazy run here, though, man. This is we haven't had one red candle since the opening bell, to put it into perspective. I think this is just shorts getting squeezed too. If I'm being honest, I think this is short squeeze is happening. Testing top of the range again here, man. Again, I don't know what to do with this. This is so extended here. I could either, if I chase it, I'm buying, I'm chasing. If I short it, I'm going against momentum here. So I don't even know what to do. Tesla's struggling up here, but the SPY just doesn't care. MDB flying up too. Disney back up to $90 too. Yeah, I'm probably gonna just chill right now. Again, I don't trust it. I don't like either direction. Neither of them seems like a good move here for me. My swing trades are loving life in this though, so that's cool. Disney's still moving up too. But yeah, I just don't trust this at all. I don't know what to do with this, you know. Breaking tops again. MDB dropping down to 389s. So you got to look at microchips and what they're doing. MDB kind of helped cause this pump. It's starting to turn around. Tesla, guys, just ripped up over the last couple seconds. It broke highs. So still moving. Yeah, I'll probably put a 5-minute chart up in a second here. I think a 5-minute chart is going to be a little bit easier to look at. But even the 5-minute chart's pretty extended on the upside here. Apple dumping down, looking really weak. But again, we're too close to the top. Right, exactly, pawn. Lose-lose situation there. Breaking highs again here, starting to move up. 426 is on the SPY. My swings are loving this, though. Again, I'm just kind of capitalizing on this really nicely here since I can. Coca-Cola ran up today. I'm going to go ahead and take a little bit of profit off of this one, too. Disney over 90 again. I'm going to let Disney work on the rest. I still got around 100 shares, but I did take some more off. MDB starting to ramp up towards the highs of the day again. Tesla pulling back a little bit now. Starting to finally get a dip, but if this dip will hold is a different story completely. Back at the highs again. Breaking highs again here, guys. Back at the top. One of the biggest market squeezes on a Friday I've seen. Tesla's starting to rise up. That might drag everything else back up too. kind of shocking how much the market is up. Disney looking really good too still. I'll take a little bit more off of Disney right at the top. Again, I can't really chase this either. Like, I don't know what else to do with this here. It's just too up. Nice, Paul. Yeah, Chart Prime's been powerful. For sure. We'll talk about it a little bit later, but Chart Prime's been powerful for sure. What is gold doing? Yeah, well, gold's going to drop with market strength. My gold position is just a hedge, really. Yeah, in 5-minute chart, there's no trend here, really. Yeah. Ain't no worries, Sam. Have a good day, bro. MongoDB. Yeah, MongoDB finally pulling back some. Starting to give something back, but yeah, I don't even know what to do here. We don't have any red candles yet. Market pulled back a little bit. Is it enough to bounce? SPY pulled back to 426. We'll see. I don't know if I trust it enough, but we'll see if it's enough to bounce back up. I don't know. Gold's still looking kind of weak. Finally giving the gains back. Took long enough, but again, we're down small on the day. We got a little bit of red on a 5-minute chart finally. SPY starting to finally give it back. So now we'll start looking for some trades again. Big pullback finally now. SPY right at the VWAP here, but a huge retracement back from some of these big levels. But took long time to retrace. We took a lot of profit on that last rise. And now we're just kind of hanging out. Big retracement. I mean, we're right at the VWAP here. I'll take a couple little trades, 2 contracts here. See if we get something here at that 425 bounce level. All right, just starting to scalp a little bit better. All right, so we just made about 25 bucks there. Caught the VWAP bounce on the SPY. Had to be pretty patient with it. Got a nice little bounce on the 5-minute though. I mean, it looks strong now too on the SPY bounce of the VWAP, but Disney all the way back up to the highs of the day here. Gotta watch Tesla here. We're pretty neutral on some of the blue chip stocks that we've been covering. So, what's Apple doing? Apple's down big. But I mean, Apple's up so much that like it's still pretty green relative to yesterday's open. And it's kind of what's weighing the market, I think. I'll buy a couple contracts now, 3 to be specific here. Also, guys, if you want to check out Top Step is a funded program for futures. So it really is the lowest barrier of entry to allow you to test your skill. You got to look at these challenges reasonably. Like, they build skill. So if you're struggling to make money, if you're losing money and it's getting really tough on your psyche, try a funded account program. You're going to have much less risk. You're going to be able to potentially get funded if you're good enough anyway. But if you lose, it's noticeably less money. And for that reason, funded account programs make tons of sense for traders. It ultimately allows them to have less risk, but still a lot of the benefits if they're good enough. So we're starting to scalp out of this. We took half of that off. Let the rest ride. And again, Top Step is the most legit futures funded program in the world. And there's no PDT in futures. You can day trade the S&P 500 in what's called the E-mini. You can day trade the NASDAQ in what's called the NQ. You can day trade the Dow. You can day trade currencies. You can day trade gold and silver. All that different stuff. And again, there's no PDT restrictions. And so check them out. Learn more about them at this website. They are a sponsor of mine. Check it out. Again, we'll cover this trade if it starts to go against us. We've already taken profit, though, so that's nice. I'm going to cut that there. So we made a little bit from that trade. See if the SPY bounces at the VWAP here. See what Apple does too. All right, market's starting to flush. Very polarized day where we're making big upward movements, big downward movements, and everything. All right, we're just kind of sitting back, seeing if we get some bounce plays here. SPY's consolidating right at the middle of the range here, but I do see Tesla start to creep up. That looks good. Apple bouncing back some nicely here too. So the whole thing's dragging the market back up. Market's looking better. Market's trying to consolidate. We're still over VWAP here. Again, Apple starting to bounce back. That looks good. Walmart, some other stuff too. MDB bounced. Yeah, see MDB back over VWAP at 386s. Market's been very flat over the last like 10 minutes though, so just be careful, guys. Market's kind of been a struggle here to pick a direction. Going up and down, up and down. I'm just kind of paying attention to like Apple, a couple other things. So we're basically flat on the day now too, so like I want to give it time to bounce back up. Still in this range, and we've been in this range for freaking a while. Watching the SPY because we're right around the VWAP here. It's one of the reasons VWAP is like powerful indicator, because it just so many people watch it and base their trades around it, so we can look at it to see if we're going to get some good movement or not. We broke under VWAP for a split second. Tesla's starting to push up towards highs here. We're watching Apple though. Apple's starting to turn back, but market's just weird right now. Five-minute chart's got a couple of double, triple bottoms though. That might be good. This is what Apple does here, I guess. We don't have no numbers coming out at 10. Let me make sure we don't. Today is the 2nd. No, we don't really have nothing out at 10 today. Market's so flat right now. This is garbage for Friday, man. Look how flat the market is right now, man. There's just nothing going on, dude. Look at this. Like SPY has been basically the same spot 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes. Tesla finally starting to dip, but oh, man, I'm bored trading this. Finally got a breakdown on the 5-minute chart, and the trend looks negative. Hitting the previous pre-market high. Let's see if this level's a bounce spot. Market's flushing down pretty big now. All right, flush and breakdown now. We are going to be doing a crypto show today. We had a lot of people talk about Bitcoin and other stuff, so we are going to be doing a crypto show today. Market started to bounce up a little bit. Let's see if it actually holds. Yeah, I got you. I'll post a link. No report came out at 10. I think the market's just kind of pumping and dumping a little bit. You know what I mean? I think that's all that's going on right now. All right, so market's bouncing up a little bit. Let's see if we get some good edge. Have you guys traded much today? You guys green? I'm not. Starting to get a little bounce here, though. I'm watching Walmart. I'm watching everything else. Apple has been just slumping down. Yeah, crazy, just volatile craziness. Yeah, I'll put us the link here. So we got the link scheduled. Hold on. Let me, I'm kind of getting it ready now. Once y'all get on this channel, hit the subscribe button if you haven't yet, team. We appreciate it. All right, guys. So market is moving up a little bit, but been down before that. So I don't really trust this. All right. So yeah, as soon as we close this stream down, we're going to immediately pivot over to the crypto stream. Another thing to check out, guys, is check out Chart Prime. One of the reasons Chart Prime is incredibly useful is because they are a trading view indicator service that can show you what stocks, crypto, forex, futures are doing. They give you custom reversal signals and all this stuff. So like, look at all this stuff. So they literally called this big drop. They also show you smart money concepts. So you can kind of see up here where you're paying a premium once it gets up here. And then once it gets up there, look at the drops. So it actually follows this. This is a 5-minute indicator. They call it a buy right here. You got to bounce over 30 minutes. A sell right here. You got to drop. A buy right here. You got to bounce. Let me make it a little bit easier to see this. Strong sell signal here, possible reversal up. I like finding multiple showing up together at once. So like, look, here's a reversal up signal and a buy signal. Nice little bounce. Here's a strong sell signal here. Nice drops over like a 20-minute period. And again, you can combine multiple together. Like I said, I showed you the smart money concepts where you can see where you're kind of paying a premium for price. And like, look at all the different signals that show up here. Strong reversal signal, reversal down, and a bearish engulfing candle all at once. If you were following this, you could have predicted this next drop that we got. And so very interesting. It's like 35 bucks a month. So they're super cheap to use and they're just valuable. They just, again, I can't guarantee you're going to make money. They're a sponsor of mine. So I'm biased in their favor for sure, but just useful in my opinion. And again, you can check them out. You can check out the link right there. Great way to help support the channel. Again, try combining them together at once. You can use them on hourly charts, 1 minute. You can use it on futures. You can use them in stocks. You can use them on funded account programs like Top Step. And again, it just makes sense when you use them. Again, you can also check out Top Step if you want. Link is in the description. Funded account program for futures. And I use Chart Prime a lot on that as well. But good luck, guys. Y'all be safe. Y'all be good. I hope you guys have a safe and happy weekend. Again, the easiest way to get your feet wet in futures without taking on a lot of risk is Top Step. And there's no PDT rule. You can day trade short and essentially day trade the SPY. You can day trade the NASDAQ. You can day trade currencies. There's a lot of stuff you can trade. Check them out. Link is in the description. It's like 130 something a month. But they've got funding coaches for free. They've got resources. What you get for 130 bucks is pretty cheap. And so again, you can check out the link in the description as well. Y'all be safe. Again, as soon as we close this stream, it's going to bring you to our crypto stream. And the crypto link is right here. Guys, so if you haven't been already, check out the crypto channel. The link is right here for it. If for whatever reason it doesn't bring you there, here's the link for the crypto channel right there. You can also go to youtube.com/beginnercrypto. So youtube.com/beginnercrypto is where you can find that link. And yeah, I'll see you guys over there.